It's time to chat and speak the truth. We will talk with DJs, producers, artists, and dance groups. Our Latino contributions to the scene is strong. With Stephanie, Pablo, and DJ QMM, you can't go wrong. Hey, House Nation, don't count us out. It took all of Chicago to evolve the sound. Bum, 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 bum. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. Don't count us out. It's time to chat and speak the truth. We will talk with DJs, producers, artists, and dance groups. Our Latino contributions to the scene is strong. With Stephanie, Pablo, and DJ QMM, you can't go wrong. Hey, House Nation, don't count us out. It took all of Chicago to evolve the sound. Bum, 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 bum. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. Don't count us out. It's time to chat and speak the truth. We will talk with DJs, producers, artists, and dance groups. Our Latino contributions to the scene is strong. With Stephanie, Pablo, and DJ QMM, you can't go wrong. Hey, House Nation, don't count us out. It took all of Chicago to evolve the sound. Bum, 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 bum. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. Don't count us out. It's time to chat and speak the truth. We will talk with DJs, producers, artists, and dance groups. Our Latino contributions to the scene is strong. With Stephanie, Pablo, and DJ QMM, you can't go wrong. Hey, House Nation, don't count us out. It took all of Chicago to evolve the sound. Bum, 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 bum. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. Don't count us out. It's time to chat and speak the truth. We will talk with DJs, producers, artists, and dance groups. Our Latino contributions to the scene is strong. With Stephanie, Pablo, and DJ QMM, you can't go wrong. Hey, House Nation, don't count us out. It took all of Chicago to evolve the sound. Bum, 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 bum. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. Don't count us out.
Pablo, we can't see
you're
you.
way over there.
You're way over there. Move over, Pablo. Get closer, bro. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
We are in session 30. Thank you for welcoming us. Can we change the tag on the bottom?
Sorry.
Thank you. Our awesome producer.
We
We love him. Hello, everybody. It's been a while. Since a week. How are you?
It's only been a week.
I know.
Hey, you. We got two special guests.
Julio
Hey,
and
whoa.
Mello.
Whoa.
We need to get him over there.
Take this away from my private. It's all yours, buddy. Come here.
Hello, everybody. It's just a chaotic Wednesday today.
Oh, he's about to bite it off. Hey, I need that.
Come here, Mello.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Don't Count Us Out podcast on the Latinos in the House page. You can also catch us on YouTube and on TikTok. So if you're there, tune in. Today's guest is Julio Sierra. Woo!
Welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
Welcome.
And to his right is the infamous Pablo Punk Out Gonzalez.
In the flesh.
Woo-hoo!
I'm going to try to do my best
I know.
and not try to cut people off.
Well, as you can see today, the banner behind us is promoting our Latinos in the House 3rd Annual Dance Music Conference, October 3rd, 2026 at 2112 Studios in Chicago, 4245 North Knox Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. This is a 160,000 square foot, literally an industrial area building. It houses the Chicago Dance DJ Academy. It has over 100 recording studios.
Whoa.
It has a podcast room. It has a conference room. There are bands from Lala. Olivia Rodriguez recently did her album there when she was in Chicago last year for Lala. I mean, this place is huge.
But I want to know, do they have a jacuzzi?
I'm sure we can ask for one. I'm sure there's someone, something in there. But not only that, they are an incubus of different media, entertainment groups, lawyers, media. I'm thinking off the cuff of my head. Books and cameras, and it's going to be such a great entity. They are a major sponsor this year, so we are so happy that they are a major sponsor this year. I think it goes well with what we're doing with DJing, artists, producers, recording. I think it's just a great hub for that. So we're really excited. Who's on our first panel? Let's do the alternate dance.
The alternative panel will consist of this dude called Pablo Punk Out, along with Jesse De La Pena, Lois Segura, Miguel Martin, Scary Lady Sarah, and we just added Julius Oliver.
Ooh, look at that. I'm loving it. Our second panel that we have is women DJs in the industry. So we have DJ Myra, CZ Boogie, DJ Gloria. So we got a couple of more people that we're working on. So that's panel number 2.
Can we announce number 3?
Yes.
Oh, look out.
Panel number 3.
Get ready.
Panel number 3 is hip house and hip hop in Chicago. Let me just say, it's very, very diverse for this year. It's, bridging the gap through generations of culture, history, and music. And this year we're having hip house, which is really rarely ever highlighted. So we've got White Knight, Sundance, Tyree Cooper, Pamp, and on standby right now is Hula, because he's traveling around the world right now starting in July. So if his schedule is open, we will have Hula Mahone, who was kind of like that borderline house, but hip house, depending on where you were at. So he was I want to say that he was, along with the rest of them that are on the panel, the breakthrough in mainstream during the 90s.
Are you saying he commercialized it?
Mm-hmm. Like being on pop radio, because they were considered pop with him and Lydell and White Knight. So I'm really excited about that panel. I mean, that's going to be history you do not want to miss. And then we are working on panel number 4, which is honoring our Asian American
Asian
Filipinos.
brothers in the house industry.
In the house industry. Again, CZ Boogie. We're looking at Troy Guy, who's going to be a part of that also. DJ Speed. We're working on 2 more guests for that panel. We are so excited. And then our 5th panel will be a surprise. So please make sure you guys attend. We were going to do this event on Eventbrite, so all we're asking is for donations at the door. So that's how we're working it this year, so nobody gets charged. That surcharge of you're donating $5 and you're paying $7.20. So,
Yeah.
And
then where's the money going to?
money is going to our wonderful organization that we are trying to support for DJ Academy. So we will be in talks with certain parties that have an organization already ready. I know Victor Salazar has also spoken about this, so we are working together to collaborate to make that happen, to get our youth into this mentorship with other DJs. So we are looking forward to making that happen. And I mean, this has been a collective idea for the past 2 years since we started this. So we're looking forward to it soon. Oh my God, is that mine or yours? I hear the hum.
Oh, I think it's yours.
I think it's mine. Oh well, we'll figure it out.
Grab it.
Yeah, I gotta grab it.
Grab it, girl. Grab it.
Grab it. We'll figure this out later. We're gonna hear that hum for a little bit. In any case, please make sure you join us October 3rd, 2026, the third annual Latinos in the House conference. We will be talking about this for the next 3 months, so please make sure you're a part of this. Now that we've said that,
What time is it at?
that is to be determined, but we're looking at noon to 6 p.m. So we will have a Q&A on this whole thing, because we haven't been able to have Q&As because we're always in a rush.
Right.
This year, we're not doing the after party. We're going to do a daytime.
Okay.
So we're going to make that happen. And that'll probably be, something that we're going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about that one. And then 12 to 6 will be it. So we will be including the Q&A, so you guys will be able to commingle with the panelists. We will be having food and drink there for purchase. And then you'll also be able to get a tour of 2021.
Nice.
So I love it.
2112.
2112, my bad, 2112. And then they also have a hangar where they do videos there. Pam told me the other day that he did some of his videos there.
Nice.
So he's very familiar with the studio, and he just found out it was really synonymous to what he's done in his past to what he's about to be doing on our stage. So I'm really, really excited for that. So thank you. Woo, woo,
So it's a one-place shop then, pretty much, right?
Yes, it is a one-stop shop. So believe me when I sit here and say, there's a hum, yeah. Believe me when I sit here and say we are extremely excited. Now, let's talk about this weekend.
Oh, hey, first of all, thank
Yes.
you, DJ Voodoo.
Yes, DJ Voodoo.
What a great event you put together.
Yes.
I'm not really into house music, but I really enjoyed hearing it. And I love all the remixes that the guys were playing of older stuff. Mike surprised me. He was getting down with that house music. And the house music that I was talking about is not the stuff that, for my sake, I can't speak for anyone else. It's not like the stuff you always hear, like the Love by Lost, all those classics. It was like another type of house music, and I really enjoyed. So great job, Voodoo.
Stuff we know, Julio.
That's not my, but you know what? That day, it was my thing. I just kicked back and enjoyed all the DJs were on point. Good job.
And that's one thing that I'm going to talk when we get further into when we get started our interview is what I want to talk to you about what you do on Sundays with your open decks, because I think it's really, really cool. But yeah, Voodoo, I mean, you had DJ Little John, you had Steve Miggity Maestro, Mickey Calvin, Energy, DJ QMM, DJ Voodoo, Smooth Smoking Sam, Tilly the DJ,
Joe Cool.
and then Joe Cool, who represents all of the suburban of Berwyn and Cicero and all those clubs that he used to do back in the day. We had such a huge turnout this year.
I had to park all the way
crazy
like down there somewhere.
And then the special guest was Mickey Mixon Oliver,
Right.
who just turned that whole entire place around.
whole place
it was just bumping. If you missed it,
And we're talking about house stock.
yes, house stock. So be prepared next year if you didn't make it this year, or you made another plan to be somewhere else. Shame on you. You should have been there this year, but you got next year because it is our 10-year anniversary. 10-year anniversary of
Wow,
house
really?
stock. Yes.
Wow.
So it's going to be done well.
Yeah.
So we're looking really forward to it. I want to give some shout outs. I see Bear in the house, Victor Salazar, Sue Vargas, thank you for joining. I saw DJ Voodoo. I saw a couple of other people. Tony T's in the house, Mr. Master Blaster himself out in Florida. Thank you so much. We got Uga, Team Uga's in the house. Dan Martinez, one of our wonderful favorites. Thank you, Dan, for tuning in today. So we are here today with the one and only Julio Sierra. Woo!
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. We are so glad you are here. It's taken a long time to get you here.
It's been a minute, but I'm here now.
And in case you don't know who Julio Sierra is, you're going to find out.
Yes, you
We're
are.
going to go back. We're going to go in the middle.
Way
We're going
back.
to see what's going to happen in the future. Really.
I know. Julio and I go back like when we had him in the back seat of the car,
Okay.
making him wait at Tiffany's Club.
So wait.
And he was a youngin.
I missed her timeline. So how old was Julio at this point when you were?
God, he
I
was
was like
a teenager.
18.
18 or 19?
17, 18.
Okay, older.
Yeah,
Okay.
because this was 1990. Actually, it was 1990, 1991. Because Eddie
okay.
Wildstyle was actually DJing over at Vincey's in
Along with
Back of the
Nonstop.
Yards. Yes,
Nonstop
along
and
with
Eddie.
Mario Nonstop, along with Mikey Birdman Garcia. Victor G sometimes was in there.
Yeah.
Sneak sometimes would try to get in
Sneak,
there, you know, way at the
Who tried
beginning.
to sneak in?
Yeah, he would try to sneak in.
Well, no, I was able to get in there because those guys DJ'd in there, so I was able to walk in there with no problem.
Yep.
So it was a great time, I'd go to Eddie's house. From Eddie's house, we'd just jump in his van, and then we just scoop everybody up, and we'd be at Vincey's, which is
Yep.
now Homer's, right? It's Homer's.
It's Homer's, and if anything, it was the introduction of the North Side, and everything that they played on the North Side to the South Side, because the South Side was still kind of like in that 80s era, obviously, but they were being introduced to new music. TKA had dropped 2 of their records at the time when they did their greatest hits at Homer's, well, Vincey's. George Lamont would stop in there after a concert and just throw a song on. Yeah. So Vincey's holds a lot of history in that one little club because of Wild Style,
Yeah.
I believe. There were Tony Moran used to go in there. Yep. He dropped one of the hits that he did for TKA as well. So there was just so much that went on that you actually were part of, and then we would take you to Tiffany's.
You would drive me to Tiffany's. You wouldn't take me to Tiffany's.
Oh, you stayed in the parking lot or something?
Well, yeah. The thing is, though, I was only 17, 18, and Tiffany's back then, it was open till, 6 in the morning, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it was 6 in the morning, and I had no ID. I was underage, and I lived on the north side, and I still live on the north side. So they're like, all right, well, we'll see you later. And I'm in the car. And I'm like, all right. And then I just fall asleep in the car, and they come out.
Once in a while, we got you in. Once in a while.
You thought so. But it was all that drinky drink that you thought that was in there.
Maybe.
But no, I was never able to get in. I was never able to get in.
Oh, our screen went off. There we go. Got it.
But the thing is, though,
Something
it's like
It went off again.
We would do that, and then
It's
after
still there.
that, we'd go to Huck Finn's and eat, and then I wouldn't get home till like 9, 10 in the morning.
So tell me, because obviously we're going to start with where you began in DJing. Tell me how that started and how you met them.
Okay. Well, the way I started was.
So who influenced you?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets influenced by somebody.
Well, no. For me, it's like at that age, that was BMX. BMX. It was in grammar school, and just like everybody else of my generation, you'd go to bed on a Friday, Saturday night at 10:30 at night. You had your little beatbox, your little boombox there. You put in the tape. You press record. You fall asleep. You wake up. It's still on. Great. Let me flip it over. Press record. Fall asleep again. And then next morning, you listen to that tape religiously for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
So influences like, Farley and Ralphie, Rosario, and then later on with Julian and Bill. Those guys were like, you're like amazing because back then there was no such thing as, house music was developed in like the mid 80s. So it was all commercial stuff, R&B, disco, and stuff like that. But then when you hear like Italo house and stuff, you like different genres of music, you're like, wow, this is amazing. And then hearing it, just blending it, and not just song, stop, next song. It was just all blended in. Mm-hmm. It was just something eye-opening, and I've always enjoyed it.
Do you remember the first song you heard that kind of was like, what's this?
Oh, Niños en el Parque.
Okay.
Dangerous Liaisons. Dude, that, I was like, this is amazing. And to this day, I feel that song still bangs.
Yeah,
It
does.
It does.
I love it. It's like it's really one of my favorites.
So it's just the energy, and the thing is, though, it's just the nostalgia with it. You listen to that music, and next thing you know, it's like you feel you're like in 4th, 5th grade again, and you're like, laying recording mixes, and it just brings you back to that time. And that's why, for me, music has a very big impact on me. Old music, like for example, like for Latinos, which I'm pretty sure most of us are, you listen to certain cumbia songs, you know, right away, you're like, if you don't get your ass up because your mom's cleaning right now, if you listen to that song, it's like instant alarm to start cleaning the house.
Yeah, it is.
You know? Or a certain song that my dad would play, I'm like, oh shit, he's thinking, oh sorry, he's like thinking about the homeland, you know, he starts drinking. So the thing is though, music, back then, current, future, it impacts us all in a certain way.
Yeah, it does.
Everyone loves music. It's
Yeah.
automatic.
I believe it's a lifesaver for anybody, whether it's classical, whether it's country, whether it's R&B.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
therapy for
whatever. It is a therapy lesson, and it's therapeutic for the soul, no matter what it is.
100%.
I
100%.
truly believe that. So now you are listening to all these classics, and now, how do you get into DJing? I mean, who do you look at in your neighborhood, or who was doing it at the time that you were like, I want to do that?
Did you go to a friend's house?
Well, no. Well, the thing is, though, back in high school on the north side, I went to Schurz, and over there, it was the north side was all about party crews, party crews and dance crews. So I was part of that.
So which crew were you with?
Back room, and then I just knew people like, for example, Bear, who's online, House on a Boulevard. We were all, you know, different crews, but we were all just so tightly knit together because we'd see each other at St. John's Birchman's or at the Rainbow, you know, and it's just like, it was just a gathering. So with that being said, I was into party crews, but then I just saw the DJ and the way they would manipulate sound and music. You're like, whoa, you know? And at that point, at Schurz, there was this DJ called Stevie G. He was a white guy, Steve Gustafson. And he was the only one with equipment. So I'm like, hey, what's up, man? You know, I can carry your records for you, but if you teach me how to DJ. So he was like, yeah, sure. So when he would do like with Baby Huey at MCM, not MCM, but that hall on Pulaski, you know, he would do all the sounds. So I would carry the speakers and I would do all that stuff, you know, and then, you know, when after school, I'd go to his house and he's like, all right, just jump on the 12s and start beat matching. And I remember the first song I started DJing that I had a beat match was Promised Land, Joe Smooth.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So it was just hours just trying to beat match it. And then I finally got it. He come up to me and he ruined the pitches. He's like, do it again. So, you know, and that's how you learn. That's how you learn. So fortunately with him, he gave me the opportunity, but then that was senior year. So from there, he ended up going to the Navy. So that was it for that, you know. So then I just basically you know, met people that had equipment and I would use their equipment.
You would use them.
I would use them, yes. I would use them.
Hi, how you doing? My
Hey,
name is
Exactly.
Julio.
It would
Hey,
be friends.
I'd like to
you
use
look like
your
you got
equipment.
money and 12s at the house, you know.
I can carry your records.
But hey, you know, it's like, you know, you do things just to get in, you know, just always obviously the network. But at
Right.
the same time, you know, you meet people that, you know, you can help each other out. You know, you help me, I'll help you kind of thing.
Well, it's obvious by listening to you had a strong passion to learn.
Oh, yeah,
And,
yeah.
And, you know, when I met you, you're not DJing yet. I mean, you were
No.
still. So when I met him, he was like in the learning phase. Now that I'm hearing his story, I understand.
Yeah.
You weren't there yet. You were getting there.
No, I wasn't there yet. And then at that time, when I got out of high school, that's when the person that I knew at the time, his name was Elvis. He
remember him.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
knew Al.
He really had like a.
Yeah, dude. He was like a big bouffant thing, you know. But anyway, but what's it called? He knew Al, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing today?" I go, "Nothing much." He's like, "Hey, you know what? My friends need some help. Can would you mind helping?" I go, "Yeah, I'll help out." So we go to 112 North Green Street, and that was the beginning of Alcatraz. At that point, it was just an empty, beat-up warehouse, you know, where we just started painting walls, painting the floor black and everything, you know. So I went there and I met Al. Al, for those of you who know Al is the most outgoing person. He, you know, he may not know you, but when you meet him, he makes you feel like he's known you forever.
We're talking about Alice Cisneros.
Al Cisneros, yes, sorry. So So meeting him, you know, I was helping, I painted, I swept, and at the end, you know, when we were leaving, you know, I don't know if you remember Al's habit. Al's habit would always be like to pick up his pants or do something.
Still is.
You know, and he's like, hey, you want a job? And I was like, sure. You know, he's like, yeah, when we open this place up, you know, I'll have you work here. I'm like, all right, cool. So Alcatraz opens up as a juice bar, 18 and over. And I'm like, all right, what do you want me to do? Security? You want me to do something, you know, something meaningful? He's like, you're going to be in the coat room. And I was like, the coat room? So I was in the coat room, you know, but it was fine. You know, I was like, okay, I was in that atmosphere. You know, it's like the vibe and everything. Exactly. And the thing is, though, at that point, in the north side, it was all tapered pants, slick black hair. But on the south side, it was all goth. It was all black and black eyeliner and just combat boots. And I was like, whoa, this is
goth
something.
back then. They were just the Southsiders called it new wave. It was just,
Yeah, it was
that's
new
their
wave.
version
New wave goth.
for
Yeah.
them. Yeah, goth is now.
Oh, goth is now.
Sorry
yeah.
for the education.
Sorry, the terminology.
Yeah.
but no, you know, I saw that and I was like, wow. And then from there, at the time, I was dating somebody and they were doing Limelight, which is it was Excalibur. It's Towel
yeah.
now. Limelight was like huge for new wave because 88.7 energy.
Right.
Yeah, they were doing dance events there. And then I heard DJ Scrappy, and I was like, whoa. You know, and it's like just the whole new wave alternative scene that I was like, wow, you know,
Yeah.
because, again, I was that guy with the tapered legs and everything, and over
You had
there.
that house look.
I had the house, yeah, I had the house look.
I remember, right?
Because the north side, but then
Yeah.
when I went to Limelight, it's like black and everything, and then next thing you know, I got my eyes were opened up to Medusas.
Oh yeah.
You know, which you're like completely different, you know, and it was like amazing. It's like, wow, this is a completely different scene.
It was a very different scene because it wasn't just alternative like dress and dance. It was like that underground, but you also had those suburbanites from everywhere.
Right, yeah.
Like who didn't know what Chicago was and what scenes there were, but there were so many. Like you saw the poofy hair with the good bags and the good clothes and the prep look and stuff. So I found Medusa's kind of like that whole diverse kind of crowd that no matter where you lived, Elgin, Melrose, whatever, everybody landed up at Medusa's at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, they had that nice formula, right? The teens early.
Yeah.
You kick them out, then it was like
It's 21 and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was perfect.
Yeah.
So when did you meet Eddie and Mario?
With Eddie and Mario, I met them also through the guy Elvis. You know, I met them because they were one of them. Eddie was part of the dance crew that we were in, and then Mikey was Eddie's cousin. They're cousins. They're related. So I met Mikey at Alcatraz, and I met Eddie through Mikey, and that's how we all connected. You know, we all connected through that. And during that time, that was when Alcatraz started coming up. And that's when I met Pablo,
Who,
you
me?
know, at Alcatraz. Yes, this guy. So it's like, you know, just being in those different environments and atmospheres, that's how I met a lot of people to this day, you know, are really good friends, you know, that we hold a lot of memories, you know. But then the thing is, though, with Eddie and Mikey, yeah, Eddie lived down the street from my house on the north side, so that's why I would go to his house, and then we'd all just drive to the south side, pick up everybody, and then go to Vince's. So that's how I met Eddie. Now, the way I met Pablo was at Alcatraz, because, you know, as most people know, the main DJ at that point was Izzy and Mikey
Izzy.
Birdman.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, though, to my recollection, Mikey was more like house, and he was getting into the alternative. But at that point, Pablo was alternative, you know. So then when he went there, you know, I was like, oh my God, this guy's fucking amazing.
Oh, I'm about to give you a hug right now.
And the thing it was, because again, I've never heard that music, you know, and it was so eclectic, you know, and I was like, wow, you know. So then, you know, I just kept hearing him, and I go, hey,
Yeah, I got some stories about
how are you? You know, you got equipment, right? So, but the thing is, though, Pablo, you know, he had equipment, and
Hey, Pablo, I carry your records.
and at the same time, no, Pablo, when the alternative scene, he mentored me. He mentored me. He showed me the different kind of like the alternative style and the vibe and everything, you know. And I learned a lot from him.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I didn't, you know, absorb from him is because Pablo, they called him Punk Out for a reason. And the thing is, though, is because every time he would show up at his gigs, he had spikes on his forearms. He had like this hair like a mohawk. And I was like, holy crap, you know?
It was a long time ago.
But that was Pablo. That was Pablo.
He was punked out.
He was punked out. He was punked out. Yep. You know, and I remember we went to Centrum on the north side,
Yeah,
and he
I
was
know.
dressed like that, and people were like, "What the hell?"
You
is
went
that
to
guy?"
Centrum like that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You stood out.
Yeah, there were some times where I even would paint my whole face white. You know, I mean, I was a different.
How did I not see you as many times as I went to Centrum?
There was no pictures, no phones back then.
I know, but
you would've saw
but
this-
there's always something you
You
remember
would have saw
from
this
that
like,
time.
like, who the heck, you know, but it was fun. You know, and thanks for being here. Thanks for the compliment. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No. It's the thing is though, like I said, dude, you showed me a lot of that alternative stuff, and between you and Frankie V, you know, you guys, I would go to these house parties on the south side, you know, and that's where I met like Victor Salazar, Notorious Nino, Julius Oliver, Victor M, Rodrigo, the New Force guys. You met everybody in the beginning because I can guarantee you, all those guys I met in a basement somewhere. Not like that, but I met them in the basement somewhere. You know?
We won't say nothing. We don't judge here.
Well, it's funny because when I met you, again, we go back to that 1990, 1991. It's when I met Eddie Wildstyle, and I met Victor, and I met Birdman, and they were the reasons why I went to Alcatraz for the first time with them, because something about some DJ didn't show up, and Mikey had to rush over there. So I think Eddie had to like literally leave Vincey's and go over and drop him off or something to that effect, and that's how I found out about Alcatraz and everything. But I find it so funny that you have been around so many different people at such a young age.
Right, there's like different versions of Julio,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
There are so many versions of you that it can make somebody understand now why you're so diverse in your music selections and when you play, and why you're able to play where you have been and where you're at today.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to, give you that prop for that one. I see Eddie Wildstyle's on here. Hey, Eddie, what's going on?
Eddie.
Good times, good times. Yes, we are talking about the good times. In case you are just tuning in, we are with Julio Sierra. In case you don't know him, he's like kind of the brains behind the whole thing over at Branding Iron that's been going on. So I'm sure if you've been to Branding Iron, you have got to know who Julio is. And we're talking about the past and how he got
The
started.
beginning years.
The beginning
I mean,
years.
we got so close, me and Julio and Frankie V actually, that we formed a little crew.
We had a crew. It was four of us. Who was the fourth?
Yayo.
No, it wasn't Yayo.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
Who
Yayo.
was
The
the
fourth
fourth?
was Lewis. No, the fourth was Lewis, and Victor Martin was going to be the fifth one of our little crew.
Oh, Miguel Martin?
I'm sorry, Miguel Martin.
You're putting
Like, who's Victor
Sorry,
Martin?
Miguel. Sorry, Miguel.
I was like, is that a new person?
We were called Music Conspiracy, our little new wave group, because on the south side, there were a bunch of little new wave crews, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Industrial Network.
New
Right.
Force, Nomenclatura.
I can never pronounce that one.
Yeah. No, they say nomenclatura, but they say nomenclature.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
tomato.
Yeah, it's a bit too much.
So I have a couple of names that I need to throw out, and I want you to tell me a little bit of the history, because I know you recently had like an interview with the industry brothers of ours and the industry DJs. I understand it was really loud and it was kind of hard, so
I
you
was
gave some
hungover.
names, and yeah, you should have been
that was
for
that
every
too.
damn shot. That's not happening here today.
No.
We'll do the shot afterwards. How did you get the name Tweety?
Oh, okay.
So let's start there.
All right.
I love this.
My first DJ name. My first DJ name. You know what? Hey, and I'm proud of it because it was my first one. But the thing is, though, is that at Alcatraz, just a little backstory on how I started DJing at Alcatraz, I would listen to the music and I'm like, I need to learn how to DJ. Like, I need to get into it. So at that time, a lot of the records were upstairs in the DJ booth. Mm-hmm. So I asked Al, I go, Al, what are the possibilities for me coming in earlier and practicing? He's like, sure, go ahead. So he let me in there. I would, like, what, it would start at what, 7 or 8?
7.
It would start at 7. I'd be there at 2 o'clock, and I would practice from 2 to 7. So I did it for a couple of weeks. And then next thing you know, Al comes up and he does his little pant move. And he goes, hey, you know what? Mikey's going to ring a little bit late. So why don't you open up and just play until he gets there? And I was like, okay, sure. So I was like, all right, no one's going to show up. It's 7 o'clock. No one shows up till about 7:30, 8 o'clock. But this time, 7:15 people are coming. 7:20, more people. 7:30, it's like half crowded. I'm freaking out. And I'm like, and for those of you who know or don't know, Alcatraz, the DJ booth was way up high.
You had to climb up the ladder.
And then, oh, I got stories about those. It wasn't a ladder, it was stairs, but I got stories about that. But, it was stairs, it was ladder afterwards. But anyway, so I remember it was 7:35 and I was freaking out because I was a train wreck. I was all over the place. People kept looking up and saying, "Who the fuck is that?" You know? And next thing you know, I felt like Rapunzel. I'm over there with my arms in the air trying to get someone's attention, trying to get Al's attention. So Al comes upstairs. He's like, hey, you're doing great, man. You're doing really. I'm like, no, I'm not. You know? And he's like, don't worry about it. Mike is going to be here. But when? Oh, he's going to be here. Don't worry. And I was like, okay. But he's like, no. And he's pushing me in as he's closing the door. And he closes the door and I guess this is why he had a lock on the outside. He locked me in the DJ booth. So I had no choice but to play. So I'm playing, but I'm like, okay, well, I'm high, so if I scooch down, no one can see me. So I'm just doing this thing. So about maybe, I think it was like 9 o'clock or almost 9:30, it was packed. And then Pablo shows up and ta-da! And I was like, bro, just get on here right now.
I remember that.
So where did the name Tweety come from?
So what happened was that at the end of the night, Al was like, dude, you did really great. We're going to do it again now. I'm like, we're not fucking doing this again next week. So and he's like, we're going to give you a name. We got to give you a name. Let's see. He's like, we're going to call you Tweety. I'm like, what the fuck? And
What was the logic for that?
And the logic was because we had the Birdman, you know?
Okay.
So the thing is, though, we're going to keep with the bird freaking names. So it's like the Birdman and then Tweety. And I was like, for a split second, I was like, what the, are you fucking nuts? But then after that, I'm like, I'll take it. I was excited.
And next week, boom, you see his name on the flyer.
Next week, I'm on the flyer for anything box.
Could you have imagined if you didn't have a nickname, he would have called you Woody?
Woody or something.
No, Spiky.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, but it's not a bird name.
yeah.
Oh,
Sparrow,
whatever.
maybe.
But anything box, we were the first one that brought anything box to Alcatraz, so that was probably after we brought him in because Al brought anything box in like 100 times after he saw the amount of
The response.
people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he kept bringing it. Then that's where Julio came in as Tweety. He was a little later, but yeah, he's dead on right. He was Tweety.
Man,
He
Al,
was
I'm
Tweety.
telling you, Al is something else.
Yeah.
Love you, Al, but you know you were something else back in the day.
I was kind of
So-
shady at times.
Yeah, he was. I know he was. I remember those days.
Yeah.
So now we go into name number 2, The Rebel.
The Rebel.
How did that come about?
The Rebel came up was, how did it come up?
Well, you at that point you knew how to blend already. You knew you got it. You were able.
Yeah.
You got the DJ thing, where we became part of that little new wave group.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rebel, I think, from what I understand, it kind of went in with that whole.
If I remember correctly, like that, and plus the way I drove, because I didn't give a shit when I drove.
didn't come from Huey Herman, from
you're
different
forgetting he's forgetting his long black trench coat.
Oh, you had a black trench coat. I did. I had a long black trench coat. As a matter of fact, it burned my hat. And I remember, yeah, dude, yeah. It was a style, it was a fashion choice. But anyway, yeah, I became Julio the Rebel then.
Yeah.
And then when I became Julio the Rebel, that's when I was I was resident at Alcatraz.
Oh wow.
You know, and then that's when I really like went full force. You'd see me at Hot Jams every weekend, just buying records and stuff like that, and doing the rounds and stuff like that. So that's how that name came up.
So I want to acknowledge some people on TikTok because I know we got a bunch of people that we see here. I see Sandra. Hey Sandra, how you doing? Thank you for joining us
Sandra.
today. I also want to acknowledge everybody who's on TikTok right now who's joining us as well. DJ Adam Rock, what's going on, Adam? I also see Party Patty on here. Hi, Mama. Your Gemini season's here, honey. And then we also see Tony in the house. Thank you for joining tonight. We are here with Julio Sierra, so we're trying to make sure that we acknowledge everybody that's on here. Thank you for joining us. If it wasn't for you,
Thank
we would
you.
not be here. We are here with Julio Sierra. He just went over the whole Tweety that I asked, the Rebel that I asked. So now we're going through Alcatraz years, and now let's move a little further
Past Alcatraz.
into give me a year and the next thing that you were doing after Alcatraz.
After Alcatraz, then came Medusas, the second one, Congress Theater Medusas.
Oh, okay.
Congress Theater Medusas, that's where I started playing there with Lewis and Leon. They were promoting it there. But then the thing is, though, they tried to keep the same luster as the original Medusas, but then it went into like full-blown house, because that's when house took over. Fast Eddie, White Knight, all the hip house. So then it went from that alternative scene to that hip house scene. So I was there for a bit. Then from there, I started working with V5. V5 formed.
Let's talk about that, because V5,
It's huge.
it was in the Latino. They dominated the scene for a long time in the Latino market. So let's hear
They
about
still
your
are.
involvement
Yeah.
with V5. But you know, especially with Frankie V. You know, because that was, you know, we know him since we were young. So
We were
let's
all
talk
young.
about the beginning. So you were basically there at the beginning when Frankie V and his partner started. The
Yeah,
V5
yeah, I
company.
was there in the
Let's
beginning.
Talk about that.
Yeah, no.
What was your take in it? What was your?
I was DJing at that point for them. The thing is, though, is like my main focus at that time was going to school, because you know I myself said, you know what, if I put myself into this and don't go to school, what if this doesn't pan out? At least with school, I have something to fall back on. Big mistake, but anyway. But no, that's basically what it was. I was just DJing for them. I would help, you know, promote. And the fortunate thing about it is that with the experience I got from Alcatraz, you know, I used that and carried it over and was a part of the whole V5 startup. And then basically from there, when V5 first started, it was very big in the Spanish rock
What
scene.
year is this?
I want to say this is like 94,
Okay.
95.
So how did you get in? Because how did you get into the Spanish rock? Did you have records already, or
No.
How'd that happen?
The thing is, though, the way I got into Spanish rock, and it's funny because the other partner prior to V5 at that time was the other Frank Monroy,
Frank Monroy.
and he was doing Oak Theater, and
Okay.
he was the only one doing Spanish rock at the time. So at that point, you saw posters for Spanish rock and whatnot, and you're like, "Whoa, what's that?" You know. And at the time, I was dating somebody that was really big into that scene, and I was like, "Well, okay, let me see what that's about." So I went to one of Frank's events at Oak Theater. That was jam packed, and I was like, "Wow!" And the thing is, though, it was the same vibe as Alternative, but it was in Spanish.
That was
Yeah.
Armitage and Western, right?
Armitage and Western, yeah. Armitage and Western. So then I, you know, as most people should be doing, there was a contact number on there. And I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, listen, you know what? I play alternative music. I've been playing at Alcatraz. I've done the Medusas. Wanted to see if there's an opportunity, you know, to play, you know, alternative with the Spanish rock because it goes well together." And he reached back and he's like, "Yeah, sure, come on down." So then that's when I met Frank, you know, playing at Oak Theater.
Now, is this pre-Diablo?
Pre-Diablo.
Okay.
Pre-Diablo. Okay. So from there, I met Frank, and then we all started getting together, and then that's when V5 started forming, and then we started doing events at like Rusty's, at Marina City and whatnot, and they pretty much ran with it, you know. For myself, like I said, I was going to school, and then I just started doing other things, and then I started working with Louis and Leon at Village Cafe, doing those things there as a resident, and then they were doing another venue on the south, not on the south side, but downtown. I want to say not senoritas, senor something, down the street. So I remember I was working a lot with them.
Senior Frog?
Yeah.
No, it was. I know
No,
what he's
it's your
talking
frogs.
about. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. It's not coming to mind though, because I know during that time, during that beginning, like the mid '80s, probably '95, '96, is when CFA, Cardenas Fernandez and Associates, were starting to be on the move with their marketing department, and that's Yvonne's stepson, David Torres. That's when he started joining in with Frankie and Frankie V.
That was later down the line. That
like
was later
around
down the line.
midnight, like probably about 98, 99 is
Yeah.
when I joined them.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then, you know, Wojo and all of them, they were all taking off. They were skyrocketing. I mean, they were the only radio stations that were out there, like Tropical, playing salsa and merengue. But CFA had a huge hand in working with V5 hand in hand to make a lot of those events happen as well. Because as CFA was bringing in acts, V5 was doing after parties for
Yeah.
them as well.
Yeah.
So,
They were working hand in hand with together, you know. And the thing is, though, and plus the original V5 offices were inside the Aragon. So yeah. So with that being said, that's like when V5 started going on and working out. But then from there, like I said, I went off and I started working with Louis and Leon, doing Village Cafe and doing other places, and then from there, what I do? Wow.
You tell us. I mean,
I don't know. I'm trying to forget. As you get older, you forget what you do. You know.
Right.
so
me too.
now,
Well,
so when did
Where
you
did I
get
meet
to?
you? You were working somewhere.
Where'd I meet you?
Jumping music.
Oh yeah, I worked
Was
at
it
Jumpin'
Tommy?
Music. That's right.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry. I was working at Jumpin' Music. I was working with Julian, and that's where I met Bear. Well, no, I knew Bear from high school because Bear and I went to high school. It was Bear, myself, Lego. We all went to Schurz. But then I remember Bear. He saw me in the street one day, and he's like, "Hey, you know, in the streets. We were in the streets down Fullerton, probably most likely."
That's funny.
But anyway, he's like, "Hey, you know what? There's a spot open at Jumpin' Music. You know, you want to come check it out?" And Bear was managing there at the time.
Okay.
So then I was like, okay. So I went there, and then next thing you know, I started working with Bear and Julian, and then that's when I started this decades-long relationship, like friendship with Julian. And again, when we were working there, I was doing small gigs, and it was funny because it would be myself, Bear, Julian, Joey, Gary, like a group of us. And I'm like, "Hey, Julian, you know what? Before we go to your gig, I gotta do a gig." He's like, "Yeah, sure, we'll go." So I walk in with Julian and everybody, and like, "Holy shit," you know? So then I was like, okay, no pressure, you know? But then I would do my thing, and then we'd leave, and the next thing you know, we'd go do some arena gig for Julian, you know? So yeah, with Julian too, he showed me a lot. He
What you
taught
learned
me a
from
lot.
him?
Not to be taken advantage of, not to listen to everything that, you know, promoters paint like pretty unicorns and rainbows and
Pink
shit.
pictures.
Exactly, you know. And then just your work ethic. One thing about Julian has a very strong work ethic. And he's, you know, for lack of a better term, he's very anal, but the thing is, though, the reason he's like that is because he expects, like, the best to happen, you know, a good outcome. If, like, people, he always says, if people are paying money to see you, you got to give them the best show possible.
And it's true.
You know, and the thing is, though, that's his work ethic, and he has high expectations, and that's why all his recent shows are sold out.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I appreciate you as a DJ because I like your involvement in the Spanish scene because for me, that's where you blew up.
Yeah.
That's where your name became synonymous with Spanish music. You know, to me, I mean, as a like outsider now, I'm an outsider now. You know, like wow, he's playing. You know, because I will see the flag. Oh, good for Julio, but you were playing. You know, the house or you were that what made you just like concentrate? You know, your DJing to that Spanish scene because you're still
you
doing
at convent? For
I was a convent too with V5, yeah. But the thing is though, again, like I went in waves because the first thing I started learning to play was alternative. Then from alternative it was like Spanish rock. Then from Spanish rock it went into house music. Then from house music,
Oh, that's like backwards almost, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, and the thing is though, and one thing that a lot of people don't know, my Achilles heel is R&B music. I do.
Really?
I do not know any 90s
We're not talking
R&B.
anymore. No.
I do not like, dude. Only thing I know in R&B is like Keith Sweat and R. Kelly, which you can't say that name anymore. But the thing is though, is like that's the only thing I know about R&B music. Because why? Because at the time R&B was hitting, that's when the Spanish rock scene was hitting.
That's true. That
And
is true.
I was like all into Spanish rock, and I completely forgot all about R&B stuff.
Yeah, they did come synonymously because that's when I got into my little hip hop scene, and because hip hop was really, really exploding.
Yeah.
You had 112 and you had 702. They were all exploding at the same time. So I know when I would visit convent, I had to leave. I had to leave because it wasn't my scene. So, but I would go down to Green Dolphin. Yeah, I would go down to Green Dolphin, and that was my scene. Or I would go to River North because River North was down the street, and they would have their DJs, and they were open.
So with that, you tell me to do an R&B set, I'd be like, Mike, do an R&B set, you know? Yeah, I when it comes to R&B, forget it. You got me there, and I'm trying to learn it now. But the thing is, though, it's like you don't know what's good and what's not.
You
good.
had to be in that scene
You
at the
had-
time
exactly.
to know to know that particular language of R&B in that era, because that was a very vivid era for a lot of people, and it was played in a lot of clubs like Circus,
Exactly.
Biology Bar, Crowbar sometimes would mix it in there. So yeah, you had to be in that scene to really understand.
So yeah. So with that being said, I know nothing about R&B.
Okay.
That's all right. I'll help you.
Now let's talk
But
about
Gino's
But
in the
then-
house.
Gino.
Gino wants to know, when does Julio sleep?
When I get a chance, I should be sleeping now, but no, I'm joking. But no. The thing is, though, for myself, I people find it crazy because I do multiple places a night and whatnot, and everybody's like saying you're always running. I'm always running and whatnot. But the thing is, though, I do rest Monday through Tuesday. Monday through Tuesday.
It's like a day.
Monday through Tuesday,
get 6
I
hours
get my
in.
rest. But the thing is, though, it's like, I'm the kind of person that I overthink things. And I'm the kind of person that I think that if I stop, I'm going to miss out on something. That something's going to get by me. And the thing is, though, it's like right now, I just give it full force, and give it my all to everything because, when the thing is, though, nowadays, it's not just a matter of being a DJ anymore rather.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your career. Now for those that don't know, you're very successful at branding iron, right, with your events.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done anything before branding iron that got you to that point? Because every time I look at a branding iron, like a video that they post on Facebook, it's packed. It's like wall to wall.
It's
What helped you get there?
well, the thing is,
Promotion-wise.
though, promotion-wise, okay, let's see here. I think, to go back to your original question, how I transitioned from English to Spanish, I think with that and the promotional and thing to get branding iron to where it's at now has a lot to do with Lalo's. When I started at Lalo's,
Okay.
Lalo's, they hired me, and I was like, all right, great, and I was playing all the commercial, party stuff, the Pitbull and whatnot. But the thing is, though, Lalo's was predominantly Latin. So I'd be playing all that stuff, and yeah, they're good for like 10 minutes, but next thing you know, they're like, can you change it? Can you put some cumbia? I'm like, what's cumbia? What's that? So So with that being said, that's when I made the change, or not the change, but that's when I opened up or knocked down my wall and I started exploring Spanish.
Okay.
Because you have to play for the crowd.
Yeah.
Big thing for current DJs, new DJs, you have to play for the crowd. You know? So now the success to Branding Iron, first and foremost, shouts out to Oscar and Sonia for giving me the opportunity and believing in me to do this. But the thing is, though, is that it took a lot of work to get there. You know, most people say, wow, it was overnight that Branding Iron became successful. No, it took a couple of months, just like anything. But the thing is, though, to your question, what did I do to get it to where it's at? Like, I want to say about 90% of all the promo, all the advertising, all the themes, everything, I did myself. The other 10% is a combination of Sandra, Dollface Entertainment, and Bobby Mix, which is the guy that helps me there. And the reason I say that is because at Lalo's, not only did I have to learn the music, but I also had to learn to make advertising, to make flyers. So I self-taught myself Photoshop. So every flyer you see out there, I make that. I make those flyers myself. You know, also at Lalo's, you know, you had to do like upcoming events and whatnot. So you had to make video reels. I self-taught myself that too, to make video commercials and stuff, you know, and all that stuff that I learned, you know, through the times that I was at Lalo's, you know, and then with Latin Bliss also, it's like I do the same thing there.
Where's that at?
Latin Bliss, 5515 North Lincoln Avenue.
Down the street from Mather High School.
He got that down.
Yeah, I'm making the flyers.
What's the zip code?
60625. Pow. Anyway,
He ain't playing.
but the thing is though, it's like, you know, it's just like anything. The more repetitive you do, the easier it becomes.
So, I mean, every promoter has their ups and downs, right? Because we also learn from our downs. Any down moments that helped you, like, almost like give up and like, no, I gotta keep at this.
Well, the thing is though, you know, there's always going to be down moments. But the thing is though, is that you got to persevere and move forward, just like anything else. Because, you know what? It's not always going to be at 100. It's not always going to be at 100. You're going to have moments where it's down to 10, and you're like, shoot, you know, like what do I do? And that's why you got to reinvent yourself. You got to change up the music. You got to change up the look to the place. You got to put a theme in there. You got to come up with some sort of like, I don't want to say the word gimmick, but something to bring people in. Like, say, you come in, we'll give you a free shot, or, you know, we'll give you a shot or something, you know? And the thing is, though, you always got to keep changing it, you know?
You talked about Lalo's because I remember seeing you a lot at Lalo's. Latin Bliss, how long have you been at Latin Bliss?
Wow, Latin Bliss, I have been there now 7 years.
Oh, you still there?
I'm still there.
Oh, wow.
People don't know about Latin Bliss because it's not, it wasn't one of the big hype clubs. And the only reason why I know about Latin Bliss is because I worked on the north side. And I would see it when I would always go from school to school. And I was like, man, I gotta try it out. But it's so damn far out, and by the time it gets open, who wants to go all the way to the north side to go and do something like that? But you go from Branding Iron to Latin Bliss, and you have had Latin Bliss now that you've said 7 years. I don't ever see that place not packed.
No, that place is jammed.
Yes.
That place is jammed on Fridays and Saturdays, and now we're opening Sundays.
Wow.
So the thing about Latin Bliss that I love there is that the diversity. You know, you have your Mexican people, but you also have a whole bunch of South American, a whole bunch of Central American, a whole bunch of Caribbean. So you have Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Panamanians, Ecuadorians, Colombians,
that's their area.
Venezuela,
Yep.
you know, everything. And the thing is, though, music is universal. Everybody gets into it, you know. And with Latin Bliss, the thing is, though, the reason they've been so successful is that they maintained it. Like, it's just Latin. It's like 90% Latin music.
No freestyle?
No freestyle. No. They'll be like, boo. No freestyle. House music, maybe house music, like now house music, not like, you know, booty house. Maybe a little bit booty house, but
You gotta have booty.
but yeah. But the thing is, it's like very minimal. It's like a pinch. It's like there's some booty call right there, and boom, right there.
Poquito booty, poquito booty work.
Poquito booty, poquito booty, booty, booty. No booty, culo, cabrón. Anyway, so the thing is though, it's like, you know, and the success for them is because it's very well ran. You know, you have security there, which is not, they're not like always in action. Well, they're really not in action. It's just more for presence. But everybody there goes just for a good time. You know, everybody goes there for a good time. And the thing is though, it's open till 5 in the morning.
I saw that because when I first started
nuts.
seeing how you were doing, I was like, man, he's going from this place all the way to Latin Bliss, and I knew it's one of the few, very very few bars that still have that 5 a.m. license.
Yeah, because they're no longer giving those
No,
licenses
they're
anymore.
not. There's no grandfathering, no nothing.
Wait, are
if
you
you were a
guys-
bar, you are no longer a bar once you sell.
So you guys gonna be open that late on Sunday?
Now they're 4 o'clock on Sundays.
4 a.m.
4
Yeah.
a.m. on Sundays.
Oh,
Yeah.
on a Sunday?
On a Sunday.
Shoot,
What?
I'll be in a fifth dream.
But the reason I do both is because I start out at Branding Iron. We start at 9, so I get there at 8 o'clock, set everything up, and at 9 o'clock we start. So I'm at Branding from 9 till about midnight or 1 o'clock on Friday and Saturdays. At 1 o'clock at the latest. Then at 1 o'clock I shoot down the Bliss, which I start at about 1:30, 1:45, and till 4 on Fridays, till 5 on Saturdays. But the reason I do this is because I live like 5 blocks away from Bliss.
So it's convenient.
So it's convenient for me. You know, that way I can just close out the night and, you know, I can just drive home and I'll be home in 3-4 minutes.
So you also manage Bliss?
No.
Oh,
no,
you,
no.
you DJ there.
I
You're
just
resident-
DJ there
resident.
and I help
Okay.
out with the promotion.
Gotcha,
and,
gotcha.
And,
But you manage the branding iron.
I sort of manage.
Right.
Yeah, I manage the night. I like the
Right.
promotions and
Okay.
stuff like that.
That's a lot of work. I mean, that's a lot of back and forth. I mean,
It is.
Lincoln, 5500 North Lincoln.
5500
Yeah.
North.
All the way from,
Okay,
That's a
let's
drive,
let's
dude.
put it this way. If
That's dedication.
if I drive from my house to Branding Iron at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, it's gonna take me about an hour and 20 to get over there. But when I leave at 1 in the morning to go to Bliss, it takes me about 35, 40 minutes to get
oh,
over.
there's no traffic.
You know,
It's
there's no
Lakeshore
traffic.
Drive, yeah.
Exactly, Lakeshore Drive or the 9094.
It's amazing how your work ethic is, and the people who have taught you along the way on how to do, what to do, and what not to do. And even with Lalo's not being as popular as it is anymore, I'm sure, you know, restaurant-wise it is. I haven't been to Lalo's in a very long time. But Latin Bliss, like I said, I've never seen a dull moment at that club, ever. What is the age range in that club?
For Bliss, I'd want to say it's about maybe 32 and up. It's a more adult crowd.
Okay.
You know, because and not to knock the music nowadays, like all the hip hop, because a lot of these kids are into that hip hop right now. We don't play any of it, so that's why they don't gravitate to Bliss, because we're not gonna play hip hop.
That's a good thing, though. I mean, they're keeping true to the way that they want that club,
And to the name.
Yeah.
name, right.
And to the name. And we're like, because people come to me, they're like, "Can you play some hip hop?" It's called Latin Bliss. You know? But the thing is, though, not only that, though, same thing with Branding Iron. You know, I don't play hip hop there. I don't play hip hop just because I feel there's no energy to that music. You know, it's an 82 BPM, for me at least. You know? And it's like, I just don't get into it. You know?
I think the newer hip hop, yeah, there's nothing behind it.
Well-
but the older hip hop, and then even like you said, the R&B, like, you know, your why can't I think of his name?
R. Kelly.
No, Ludacris, and who's the other one that came around? I can't think off the top of my
DMX?
head. No, DMX and all the rest of them. That was a different type of
Eminem, Jay-Z.
yeah, all of that was kind of a different type
Yeah.
of rap back then, and hip hop that made sense. What plays now does not make sense. Sorry, y'all, but it just doesn't.
And that's what I mean. That music, like from maybe 2010 at the very most, and before, that's the hip hop that we'll play. And like I said, Bobby Mix, he plays that sometimes at the end on Saturdays that people get into it because again, it's the nostalgia of it. But like Chief Keef and this stuff and Sexy Red and
Yeah, I mean-
I don't get it, But anyway,
But that's us, though.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. So, you have also now not just done clubs, but you are doing boat cruises. Mellow, get down.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! He's got all the wiring. He's got all the wiring.
Grab that dog!
He just took the thing off. So anyhow, we're still on. I can see from here. You are now doing boat cruises. I think this is what, the second or third one?
no, this is probably like the 10th.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I've been doing boat cruises with my partner Saeed from G2 and with Hirsch from Hirsch Outings and with Sandra from Dollface. We've done boat cruises for the last, I think, 3 years.
Okay.
No, I'm
And-
talking like cruises.
Yeah, cruises.
Like-
not on
like-
my boat, meaning cruises.
Yeah, like I'm going to Mexico kind of cruise.
Oh, those cruises.
Those
I'm sorry.
cruises.
So those cruises. Sorry.
No, the boat cruises I know have existed.
Oh, no.
But you starting to go like, let's go to Norwegian and take a cruise.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I just started doing that. I'm doing the salsa bachata cruises. They leave out of Tampa, and then they do stops in Key West, and then they do stop in Mexico, and then on the way back. So basically, the way that works is that it's anywhere between 5 to 6 days, and from 9 o'clock to about 1 o'clock, it's all the workshops, all the dance workshops and whatnot. And then at 1 o'clock, that's when the pool parties start. So from 1 o'clock to 7 in the morning, it's just nonstop parties. Now, it's not just one area though, because these cruise lines, they have like 5,000, 10,000 people. So they're multi-level. They're like 13 levels. So there's like maybe 4 or 5 different parties happening at one time.
Oh, wow.
You can have one at the pool. You can have one at the rear deck of the boat. You can have one inside the club of the place. You can have one at one of the bar areas. So with that being said, there's about 10 of us, 10 DJs that are like, we range, people come from New York, from Miami, from Tampa, from Texas, from LA. Where else did they come from? Well, they're all over, and from Chicago. So basically, it's just straight salsa bachata the whole time. And then sometimes the occasional like house music, depending if you're like in the club area. Because the thing is though, is that these boats aren't just exclusive to these people for the dance cruises. You have other people that are there too. So you have to help, you have to include them every once in a
Right.
while. So depending on that, then you just start, playing for the crowd. Again, playing for the crowd.
So how did you get I don't want to say entangled. How did you get into that field?
It's just putting out my mixes. Putting out my mixes on SoundCloud, on Vemo. Just putting it out there,
You get caught. You got caught.
You got a call. I got a call saying,
Wow.
"Hey, you know what? We like the way you mix. We like, we seen that, we see your social medias. You play at large venues. We'd like to invite you to come play."
Nice.
I'm like, "All right. Well, what are you offering?" And I was kind of hesitant for saying that, and later on I'll explain why. But they're like, "Listen, what we can do is the following. We'll take care of your cruise. We'll take care of your airfare. The cruise is all inclusive. All you can drink, all you can eat. And we'll get your airfare. Thing is, though, we wouldn't pay you for DJing. Just because it's our first time working together, we want to know what you could do." And I was like, "Fine, I'm good with it.
Free
You're
vacation,
you're paying
Yeah.
for everything else, and then on the boat, it's not like I'm gonna buy souvenirs or anything. So, so what's it called? So I'm like, sure, okay. So the thing is, though, it sounds glamorous, but it was a lot of work because I remember my schedule. I would play from 1 to 4 at an area, then from 4 to 6, it was like eat or whatever, take a nap. And then from 6 to 10, you'd play somewhere else. Then from 10 to 12, go to your room or your cabin, sleep for an hour or two, because at 12 o'clock, you're playing from 12 o'clock to 7 in the morning.
Oh wow.
And you're playing, and that was like the sunset cruise. So you're playing outside, sometimes to 100 people, sometimes to 12 people, just to see the sunrise,
Jesus.
But
so it's not as glamorous as everybody thinks.
It's not
that
as
it would be.
glamorous, but it's an experience because I
Right.
met people from all over the world. The famous bachatera alemana, I met her, really super cool person. I met DJs from across the country, super cool, which meeting them and they saw what I could do. Now they're inviting me to go play out there.
Nice.
You know, so it's about networking. It's about networking and it's about collaborating with everybody, you know, and just, you know, just showing what you can do, you know. And the thing is, though, again, you're not noticed unless you put things out there. You know, don't be discouraged by seeing that, man, I only had 2 views on this. You know, one of those 2 people could be calling you for something.
I agree. I think the discouragement, and we've had these conversations before when we started this podcast, and you know, even with the industry DJs, you know, the discouragement is seeing how many people view, but then it's how it gets around later on, you know, to the views of people who are interested in seeing, hey, I want to see what this interview looked like. And you're right. I know you had mentioned this at Branding Iron when you were saying in between each one of the shots that you were taking that, you know, you said don't be afraid of approaching somebody and saying, hey, the worst they can say is no. Or the best they can say is yes.
So, yeah, I remember that conversation. I think you and Sandra were talking. I don't know if it was you said it or she said it. Like,
She said it.
I don't call their DJs.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to call me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just your concept?
The thing is though, it's like the way sorry, not to say bad. The way you made it sounded, you know, bad. But the way what we wanted to say is like, you know what? I'm sorry, you know, to every DJ out there and anybody that listens to this afterwards. I don't have your contact info, okay?
What? You don't know every DJ?
All those DJs you grew up with?
I don't know. I don't have your contact info, okay? Number 1. Number 2, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like this, but I am busy managing, like, Branding Iron, making flyers, making videos, working on music, finding music. You know, it's like, names don't come up to me, you know, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound bad, but it's true. But the thing is, though, if you say, hey, Julio, you know what? Can I get an opportunity? Absolutely you can. I'm not going to say no. The only way I'm going to say no is if... I don't know. Why would I say no?
I don't even understand.
Exactly.
Why would you say no?
Why would I say no?
Unless you...
Unless I already have someone booked or it's full that day. But the thing is, though, you'd be helping me, you'd be helping yourself, and that's the thing. You know, now... With that being said, a couple of weeks ago, no, in the beginning of May, I put out a flyer saying open decks.
I saw that.
Not just for Sunday, but this was open decks for Friday and Saturday. I said, listen, you know what? You want to come DJ? Open decks from 9 to 11. You could either do from 9 to 10, 10 to 11, or do 9 to 11. You know, just do an open deck. You know, get your exposure. Yes, granted, it's not going to be as packed as it's going to be like a 12 or 1, but at least you build your confidence or whatever you want to call it. You just feel comfortable doing it. So I had about 50 emails, and the thing is, though, out of the 50, I probably knew maybe 5 or 10, but I set it on there first come, first serve. So the first couple of people that sent me an email, all right, I have this date, this date, this date. Okay, I'll do this date at this time. Boom, okay. Made the flyer, sent the flyer. Last week, I had 2 DJs set up for Friday. None of them showed up.
See, that's the part.
Okay.
Now, I'm glad you said that. That is the part that I don't particularly care for. If you, and I'm going to say it, and if I don't care.
Say it for me, Stephanie.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it.
Preach it.
If your happy butt is sitting there whining and crying about, oh, what was me? Nobody will turn around and take, nobody will give me a chance, la 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 la. And you got that opportunity and you effed it up. That is on you. I would never call that person back, nor would I would block your number.
She said it, not me.
I would block your number. I would block your email and say, I don't have time. Because I can understand if there was a phone call saying, hey, something came up.
Well, the one there was a phone call. One, I'll say, I'm sorry, I should have said that. One, there was a phone call.
Okay, but for the other one, or even for anybody. Don't woe is me. I don't get a chance to DJ, because I did hear you say, "Hey, I entertain for new DJs, and this is the opportunity for them. Some of them want it, some of them don't. Some of them prefer to be on TikTok, and that's cool. It works for everybody. But I know that there was a call that came through today in this household that somebody was saying, "Hey, I'd like an opportunity." That would be an opportunity. You never know. You never know. But why do that? Why would people want to do that when they see that opportunity?
So I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
I'm going to be a DJ with 5 years of experience, right? I haven't got booked anywhere besides private events. I want to be in the club scene. I'm going to call Julio.
Speak up. I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm trying not to breathe.
Thank you.
I'm going to call Julio.
No AMSR or ASMR.
So I'm going to call Julio up, right? Hey, I want to try out this open decks. You're going to tell me,
What I would do, okay, have you played anywhere before? What's your experience?
oh, yeah, I've DJed on TikTok for a couple years.
Have you played anywhere live?
SoundCloud. Yeah, I do your private events. Yeah, I'm a private event DJ, here and there.
Okay, well, what I would do is, okay, if you want, come in at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I will give you the opening set.
Now, am I going to get paid for this? Is there
This
drinks
is-
involved? Is there food, or what is this?
This is
What's in it for me?
This is an open deck session.
Okay.
So there would be no compensation.
Okay.
I'll give you something to drink. I'll give you some food. Yeah, I'll take care of you.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, is that I need to see what you could do.
Okay. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to blow your socks off.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get like, sure, right? And then let's say I do blow your socks off. What are you going to offer me after I perform?
Oh, then after that, then you will go into the list of callbacks.
Okay.
And then when I start working on the schedule for the month, I'm like, hey, you know what? This guy did really good. I'm going to give him a better slot, and I'm going to pay him.
Okay.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Real simple.
There you go.
There you go.
That's how role play is a beautiful thing on Latinos in the House. Don't count us out. Now,
And that's a
and that's a great segue to understanding what his mindset is, or anybody's mindset.
And I get where he came from doing that open deck scene, because that's him back at Alcatraz when Al gave him that opportunity. So I see that now. I see how that you're doing it now, and you're giving someone else an opportunity. You open the door for someone.
And that is the whole thing, because, for me, trust me, my whole DJ thing, it's like, it's not like it was now. I wasn't always booked. I was sleeping in vans and stuff, But the thing is, in the back of Tiffany's.
Till 6 a.m.
But the thing is, though, is that, you know what? I know it's hard. I know it's hard to get in there. And the thing is, though, and I'm not knocking anybody, but then there's certain promoters that only hire certain people because they're together.
I agree.
And hey, by all means, if that works for you, great. But the thing is, though, it's like for myself, it's like it was very hard for me to get opportunities. It was very hard for me to get opportunities. And once I got them, I did everything I could to keep them. That's why I've had long-term residencies like at Alcatraz when I first started, at Village Cafe with Louis and Leon, at Lalo's, at Vita Lounge, at Patron Hacienda. Each one of those places, I was there for years at a time. And why? It's because, you know what? I did what I had to do. I helped the promotions. I helped to put, I did my homework, tried out new music, and that's what gets you long-term residencies.
Okay, let's talk about this, since you talked about
I'm gonna
the promotions
reposition
part.
myself here.
So I saw something on Facebook a couple
Yesterday.
years ago. Maybe yesterday, I don't know
Yeah.
when, where is it the DJ, and we had this conversation so many times. Now I want to hear from you.
Hey, D.
Is it the
Hey, Sue.
DJ's job to promote? Is that your job?
Okay. All right. And I wanted to touch on this.
Okay.
And we're not going to mention names, but I'm just going to put
I'm
it out
sorry.
there.
What was the question? I was maneuvering myself. I
You were-
had to maneuver the hip. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought I was.
I had to maneuver
Oh,
the
like,
hip.
oh,
The hip is getting locked in.
That's
I had to
unsexual.
maneuver myself.
Throw the five my way.
Sexual. So I asked him. Okay. I asked Julio. Okay, because he's a established promoter. Okay,
Yeah.
we got that.
I'm not a promoter, but go ahead.
Okay, well,
Okay, Gino.
Yeah, I'm just a dentist.
I'm just a dentist.
Bring it in a couple
I'm an
thousand
engineer,
people.
and it's
Well,
okay.
before we pronounce, I want to welcome in Danielle Sherman. How you doing, Danielle?
Hey,
Pamp
G-
is in the house.
What's up, Pamp?
We got Julio Lozano in the
I like
house.
his logo with that
Hey,
P.
Lou.
I gotta get
We
the
got
logo.
Hirsch in the house. Julius Oliver in the house.
Julius.
I also saw somebody else. Hold on. Boogeyman's in the house as
Boogie,
well.
Boogie.
We are here with Julio Sierra. We were going over the question. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to make sure that we acknowledge everybody and thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So the question is, because I saw this a couple days ago on Facebook, and I try not to put my input. I try to be neutral. But now that we're talking about it, and he's doing this club thing and giving an opportunity to other DJs. So I'm asking him, is it the DJ's job to promote or just to DJ, or is it his job to promote? What do you expect from the DJ?
Okay.
Now, what do you expect from it? Because he said something earlier that it's more than just...
Yeah, no. And the thing is, though, and that's a great question, because a lot of DJs are like, yes, no, yes, exactly. Okay. This is my perspective, okay? This is the way I see it. When it comes to promoting a club, okay, you don't see many promoters anymore. It's mostly done in-house, okay? But with the promoters being out there, or with the in-house people doing their thing, they hire you. Yes, they hire you to DJ, okay? They're hiring you for your skill set and your ability. Also, they're hiring for your following. They're hiring for you to bring your people. And with that being said, you're promoting. Now, some DJs say, well, I'm promoting the venue. They're not paying me for it. They're paying you to be there. Okay? So, if you don't promote, or I'm not saying don't promote. If you don't help promote,
There you go.
people don't come. If people don't come, how can they pay you out of their pocket? It's a business. It's a business. I understand that we have our own expenses as DJs. I understand that too. But you got to think about it in the long run. And what I mean by that is that if you put in the work, if you help, you become valuable. When you become valuable, you're used a lot more. If you just come, show up, connect, play, ask for your drinks and start doing, then you know what? Thank you so much. I appreciate it, but you know what? It's doesn't help anybody. Doesn't help us, doesn't help you. That's the way I see it. For me, when I first started and the way I maintained all these residencies, I helped promote. Back in the day, I helped put up posters because Laura's knows I have all the cuts on my hands. I've twisted my ankle a couple times, but at the same time, when you perform as a DJ, you want a good crowd. You want a responsive crowd, and people who know how you play, those are your core audience because they know how that you play and they know what to expect. But when it's someone that hasn't heard of you or even listened to you play, it takes a little longer for them to get into it. And then next thing you know, you do your thing, you play. Next day, that person that heard you for the first time, they're like, man, who was that? Oh, let me look at the social media page for that place. Oh, it was this person. And how do they know? Because maybe you posted it or the club posted it, but it goes hand in hand. You each are promoting each other. So that's my whole take of it.
I think, because I'm both, right? I've done both.
I want to let you talk on that one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I've done both. I think, yeah, the DJ, when I get hired from someone else, I help promote.
You don't fully promote.
I don't fully promote.
Yeah.
I make them aware here's where I'm playing, a little bit more than normal because, yeah, you're right. You want your crowd to support you, right? So you got to help out. But I don't think it's my responsibility to make sure 1,000 people are there. I think it takes a group effort.
And I agree to that because I've always stated this in any other podcasts that we've done. I say that it takes the entire place. It takes the bartenders, come see me for a drink. It takes security. Hey, welcome to our establishment. And at the end, hey, thank you for coming. We hope to see you back. Get home safely. I say it's to the DJs. Hey, come see me. You ain't got to promote like all the DJs will promote yourself. I think it's everything down to the co-person, if there is a co-person, whatever it is. In order for an establishment to make money and to turn around and do what they need to do, because I come from that background, it took everybody, to the boutique girl, to the bartender, to the waitress. The experience that we had talked about with Fergie and Foz, I finally dropped the name. That experience that a DJ had when the bartender turned around and told them, well, I don't know, you DJs claim you're going to bring people. Well, your happy demeanor didn't bring anybody either, because you have the reputation with DJs that you're very, very cold and you're very, very obnoxious. I don't want to go. I mean, the DJ didn't even want to go back, a couple of weeks ago because he was just like, I'm afraid of the bartender. I'm like, why? But at the end of the day, it takes everybody, I believe. And I do believe with what you say. Somebody who knows is, hey, I really like that DJ. There's DJs that I've never heard of, but because I heard them, I'll even take even a band. I went to The Forged, which was over in Schaumburg, and was the first time I heard Maggie Speaks. Never heard of them.
Who?
Maggie Speaks.
Never heard of
Never heard of Maggie Speaks?
Never
What?
heard- never
Kind
heard
of like
Maggie-
Seventh
I never heard
Heaven
Maggie
and
Speaks
16
before.
Candles and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So Maggie Speaks was phenomenal, and I followed them. I had to go back to The Forge and look. I'm like, I'm asking them, who is this band? But that's the same thing with a DJ, like you said.
Right.
I like your mentality in regards to, what you went through, and you're giving others that chance. And for anybody who's paying attention and trying to figure out how this all worked, he just told you how this works. Everybody has a piece of the pie. You want to make money, a DJ wants to make money, I want to get, some money out of this, you have a piece of that pie. If there's only 10 people because you chose, I don't need to promote, well, that's great. You think your name's going to sell? Great. But if people don't show up because of somebody else that had a better demeanor than you promoted, where do you think they're all going to go?
Right. So I'm going to chime in. So if you're going to want to be a promoter, if you're going to want to do an event at a club or whatever, once in a great while, it's that promoter's responsibility to make sure that person that they hire, whether it's the DJ or the girl, gets paid, whether he or she loses money. So you better, if you want to be a big bad promoter, you better have the money to pay these people. For, whether you win
100%.
whether you win or lose, you got to pay, because if you don't,
Promoter or owner.
yeah, exactly, you got to pay up. Don't be like, oh, hey, I only sold $1,000 at the bar today. Sorry, I only could give you $20 for gas. Don't do that. If you're gonna be in this business, and you want respect in the business, you pay up.
Yep.
Whether you lose or win.
Danielle said, at the end of the day, nobody wins with an empty room. Very true. Collaboration is what builds long-term successful events, loyal crowds, and stronger brands for everybody involved. Very much agreed.
100%.
Very much agreed. I mean, we did an event.
Yeah.
I haven't done an event ever like that where I had to invest. But the learning lesson was, I enjoyed the experience. Would I do it again with the partners that I was with? Of course. I would 100% do it, because it took everybody to do that.
The thing is, though, I want to touch on what Pablo said in regards to promoters. Yes, promoters, you guys can make money. Female, male, whatever. You can make money. But you have to have money to make that money. Mm-hmm. So if you hire talent, like an artist and DJs and the promotion, we'll say hypothetically it costs $1,000 and you only have $200 in your bank. Don't promote. and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it like that, because I've seen promoters that put on shows and they depend on ticket sales to make the money to pay everybody else. Mm-hmm. And when the ticket sales aren't there, then they look at everybody, you want a sandwich? It's like, no. The thing is, though, it's like everybody did what they had to do, but you, being the promoter, you're the main person to promote the event. Now, to what Pablo and Steph said, it's a collaboration, yes, because bartenders, DJs, servers, bottle girls, everything like that, if there's nobody there, no one's making money. Okay? So the thing is, though, it's very hard to be a promoter. Now, don't get me wrong. There's very successful promoters out there, but they've been doing it for a long time. And just like DJing, there's successful DJs out there that have been doing it for a long time. But if you ask them when they first started, promoters, it came out of their pocket. DJs, it was just their time and thanks a lot. You know?
Exposure time.
Exactly. So the thing is though, and that's why I feel there's not many promoters anymore. Because now a lot of places are keeping it in-house. A lot of owners are keeping it in-house.
But even into making it in-house, you still have to make it very clear that it's everybody's job.
Right.
No, exactly.
And even when you do that, you still have to have impeccable service. You still have to treat the customer as a customer. And let me tell you, the demise of a bartender is a cell phone. I'm not going to lie to you. The demise of a bartender is a cell phone. Because the minute that it's a downtime, they go to their cell phone and they get distracted and there's 10 customers already up and they've been waiting for you to get off your cell phone. And I've had that experience quite a bit. And I'm like, do you want to make money? Do I need to jump behind the bar? Let me know, because I can still bartend, you know, and it pisses me off because I want to spend money. I want to give you a tip, but a bartender's not paying attention either. Like, you've got to pay attention to that crowd, because whether it's one person, that one person can tip you $100. We've seen it happen.
And I've seen it.
You've seen it happen. Like, you attended to me, you gave me just a little bit more extra liquor, and you know what? I'm going to give you a $100 tip even if I just bought $20 because your service was impeccable. And I think that's important as the in-house owner and everything else too for that. So I just had to say that.
Well, the thing is though, and not to get off topic though, but the thing is though, I feel bartenders are like DJs in a sense that, you know what, if you're asked to DJ at an establishment or a venue, it's because you know how to DJ. You know how to keep the crowd going. Mm-hmm. Same thing with a bartender. If you're bartending at a venue that it's busy, it's because you know how to make drinks. Mm-hmm. You know how to treat the customer.
They have their own following.
You know, and the thing is though, you build your own following. But then, you know, at some places that I've been to, it's like, let me get an old fashioned.
Huh?
What's that?
Modelo or Corona? No, an old fashioned. You know, and the thing is though, that falls on the owner. You know, that they need to
Owner and
hire
management.
staff, experienced staff. Exactly.
That was
Bartender can destroy you.
Yeah.
You can
Dude, the bartenders make a killing,
they
man.
can destroy you.
you can make a very good amount of money on a slow night.
Yeah.
V5 was very, very impeccable when it came down to their bottle service, when it came down to making sure that the birthday people had their champagne, and that if they needed an extra bottle, I mean, I give it to Jesse, I give it to Julio, because Julio was on here too. You know, Arthur, I mean, I I bartended over at Babalu on their salsa Saturdays. And which I think you
I
used
was
to
there
do
too,
the
Babalu.
Yeah,
Man,
you were at
see,
Babalu too.
it's like other
so,
places I've,
yeah,
like, I've
you
been
were
at Babalu there too.
You were on the other side. So, you know, they V5, if they heard one complaint, they were addressing you right there and then that night. It wasn't even, hey, I didn't get the bottle service. They went, what bartender did you go to? And they were right in your face with the manager. It was no joke with them.
And that's why they are where V5 is at where it's at, is because it's always about customer service for them. It was always that, because, you know, it takes one complaint to get out there. Especially now, you put it on Yelp or Google or whatever, and you're screwed.
Yelp is a killer. Yeah. Yelp is a killer.
Yep.
But you know, it's amazing how you can even establish that part of the promotional part, even though you say you're not a promoter.
I'm not a promoter.
Yeah.
Vita 312.
But you've learned all of this experience, and it allowed you to be the person that you are today, and be able to do what you're doing,
I applaud
and
Good
doing
job.
everything
Well,
else.
thank you.
You deserve that applaud, very much so. Because, hey, Laz, how are you, brother? Happy anniversary again. He had a soft opening 2 years ago, and he's still going strong. Two
Congrats,
places,
Laz.
now going on third, and he's got a tequila brand now.
Oh.
Yes, he does. So congratulations, Laz, who's also a sponsor for this year's Latinos in the House. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laz.
I think the experience that you've had and the bars, the scene that you have been a part of, which was huge from beginning to end. Alcatraz, Lalo's, Congress, Vita, you know, Latin Bliss. All of these culminations of everything have been able to give you, yeah,
Crowbar,
Central, all of them. I mean, well, let's name them. Name the bars that you've been at, or the clubs you've been at.
I probably know a handful. I played at a lot more than that.
So let's go with...
Like all the bars on the south side I played almost.
Okay.
Back in the day, bars like Crowbar, Drink, Sangria, District,
Well, I forgot about District.
Circus, Biology Bar, Convent, My Sister's House, 720, Kairos, Si Senor. I forgot someone mentioned.
Yeah, somebody said it. Somebody said Si Senor. Victor, I think it was.
Victor, Marina, Oak Theater. Recently with Julian, I was doing Rivers Casino. I did all of Julian's tailgates or the outdoor parties. Now I'm doing 2 times a year. I'm playing in Vegas. Once a year, I'm playing in LA. Doing these bachata salsa cruises. Supposed to be doing the Miami Salsa Congress, I think in June or July.
Yeah.
So it's not stopping, which I'm blessed. And to everybody out there that's supported me, thank you so much.
That's why you don't rest.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Gino still wants to know when you get sleep.
Yeah.
And my bad, lad.
And I'm finishing school.
So what are you doing in school?
I'm going for my PhD in electrical
No
engineering.
way!
Yeah.
Woo! Look at that! He's gonna be a doctor, Julio Sierra.
Yeah, right now I'm on the 5-year program, so but I'm gonna get it done. Hopefully, I'm hopefully graduating by this time next year. So we'll see.
Damn, you gonna have a book, and we're gonna have to read it.
Oh yeah, you know what? And you know, I've been dabbling writing a book, but you know, we'll see what happens.
Dr. Julio Sierra. Got a nice ring to it.
We'll see.
Just make sure you call me DJ Dr. Julio Sierra.
Nah.
Are you gonna be one of those
I
people?
hate. You know what's another
I was
thing?
gonna
I hate when they say DJ Julio Sierra. I never liked the DJ prefix to my
Yeah, I
name.
don't
Just
get
Julio
that.
Sierra.
I mean, obviously, if it says music by whoever,
Yeah.
those are the DJs. What you gotta?
But it's very confusing because sometimes some people go by DJ and sometimes they don't. And then if you don't, I'm a DJ. Oh, well, I thought your name was just good
But
enough.
if you're on the flyer, music by.
music by. You're like,
hello,
okay.
they're the
Latin
DJ.
heartthrob.
But I don't have a.
Yes, he wants to know what the Latin heartthrob is, so spell it out. Spell it out.
That was terrific. Tom's monstrous demise,
What
you know.
What, either
They,
heartthrob?
one day, out of nowhere, terrific Tom tells QMM, hey, give shout out to the Latin Heartthrob. And then Mike's like, shout out to the Latin Heartthrob. I'm like, and then Tom is like, you. And I hated that name. Oh my God. Every time you say that, I'm like, how in the fuck am I? I'm not a novela or anything, you know? And then it got to a point where Mike just kept saying, I'm like, shut the fuck up, you know? So no, it was not self-titled. It was given to me, which I don't know why. But also, that's another thing too. A shout out to Terrific Tom, because when I started slowing down, Tom just rejuvenated me and just started putting me on all his events and stuff like
Let's
that.
give him a little shout out there.
Yeah. So shout out to him too, though, and he's doing really well with all this stuff that he's doing now, and he's also breaking into the Spanish stuff too, which is good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge market, no matter what. You know, it's just a matter of where you tailor it to. I mean, even Gino took that chance with Moenia.
And wow.
Yeah, and it was just like a
to me,
huge
that was
thing.
the best Club Romo yet. Because that was like a different level.
Yeah.
I loved
Well, it was a different scene too.
Yeah,
You know?
and it worked.
It was something
He
that was
made
never
new
touched
fans
on.
that day. Hopefully, he keeps on with that theme, but
You never know.
because he don't tell us
Because
nothing.
he don't tell nobody nothing.
Oh,
He's in the works of something.
Mr. Secret Squirrel.
What would you tell your younger self if you were standing in front of them right now? What would you tell them?
While you're waiting in the parking lot.
In terms of this industry,
I think just telling your younger self, like,
Just some
you
advice.
see your younger self and you see either a scared Julio Sierra, you see a bewildered Julio Sierra, like, what do I do? How do I get this? What would you tell Julio Sierra today? What advice would you give him?
be patient. Be patient. Don't give up. Don't talk shit about people. Be humble. and just do the work. That's basically what it is, you know. I told myself back then also, but there's gonna be times where you're like, the phone's not ringing, you see these events, you know, and I'll put it out there, you know, you see people on flyers and you're like, what, you know, and you tell yourself this, not telling other people, but you're like, man, why they got him? I can do better than that, this and that, you know. Don't be hard on yourself, you know. Just take advantage of the opportunities that you do have and stand out, you know. I really quick, you know, I don't mean to just change the subject, but this goes kind of hand in hand about standing out. I'll do it like this on Sunday. Industry DJ podcast. That guy, dude, he blew me away, because there's a lot of DJs out there that have pre-recorded mixes, pre-recorded mashups, you know, and the reason you know is because you heard them maybe 2 times, 3 times, and you're like, wait, I heard this blend before, you know? But Al, and this is why Al's one of my favorite DJs, he was destroying it with stems. He was putting like a freestyle acapella with stems, and then doing a house background beat, and then echoing out, and then going into the next thing, and I was like, holy crap, he was making his whole mashups on the fly. That's experience, that's skill, that's something that makes you, that's the epitome of a DJ, to make you say, holy shit, whoever knew those 2 songs can go together, you know? So that's what I say, when you have an opportunity, shine, you know? Don't, again, well, for me, this is myself talking. Don't pre-program a mix for an event you're going to do. Because you know what? 9 times out of 10, that mix is not going to work for that crowd. Look at your crowd. Read your crowd. If people start coming off, play one more song. If half the crowd is gone, change it up. And when I say change it up, go into a different genre of music. Okay? That's why DJs, I know you're true to house. I know you're true to, you know, hip house, clubhouse, hip hop. You're probably true to one gender. Nowadays, you got to be an open format DJ. You have to play everything, because these crowds are so diverse. And if you just stick with one thing, you're only going to keep them on for half an hour. Because when it comes to the 45-minute, they're like losing interest. They're like, oh, and then you get those arrogant POSs that are like, or they start doing this shit with their phone. Dude, once they start doing that, you're done. If you don't change it, you're gonna lose them.
I agree. It depends on the event. But if it's a club, nowadays a club,
Oh, okay.
a little bit of everything. But if it's an event catered to a certain type of music, then
But you also have to remember that back in the day, clubs, including Biology Bar and Circus, they played that variety. They played Spanish, they played salsa, they played merengue, they played house, they played R&B, they played hip hop. They maneuvered that whole clock for the entire night in treating that. And lucky for us, well, not lucky for you because you didn't pay attention, but lucky for a lot of us who were going to those clubs, we enjoyed that. Yeah. Like there was a difference. You know, if you didn't like hip hop and R&B, then you went to the bar, got your drink until it was over, and then when they would play salsa, then you would go you would go have a conversation, or you would turn around and go back on the dance floor when the next genre of music would come in.
Yeah, no,
we
I'm just
DJ
saying
for 6 hours at a time, not just one DJ does an hour at a and then repeat.
That's another thing too.
Yeah,
I-
I'm just
I
saying, you
went
know,
hours with
there's you know, like at Branding. Okay, let's talk about your place, Branding Iron. I've never been to Branding, right? I'm gonna go this Saturday to check out Branding Iron. So you're saying, if you're having a Latin night, I'm gonna hear
Everything Latin.
everything Latin.
Latin. Like 90% of it, everything that's Latin. 10%, you're gonna hear some house. We will play some house to cater for people that maybe aren't that big into Latin, but we're still gonna play something for you too, because people that like Latin also like the house music.
Because I'm going to Latin Bliss to hear Latin music, right?
Yes. At the same time.
So I don't want the DJ playing, you know, a freestyle song if I'm going to Latin Bliss.
But
I was talking in general as a customer.
But
No.
you've got to know the club.
No, right, exactly. So, and if I hear something I don't like, I just won't go there again. But if I keep hearing what I want to hear, I'm going to be like a weekly, bi-weekly customer all the time because, right?
But the
That's
thing
how
is,
you
though,
establish your crowd.
you being a DJ, you need to do your research. You need to do your research. You need to go there. If you're gonna play that for the first time,
That's a
get
great
there
idea.
an hour ahead of time to see the flow
yes.
of the DJ before you have.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. Please do.
because I'm sorry, and DJs out there, there's a lot more merengue than suavemente. Okay, and the thing is, though, you know, you just gotta have that variety of music, and you have to listen to the person before you, you know, because the thing is, though, if you walk in and there's a vibe and the crowd is going, it's because the DJ is keeping him like that. So you have to pay attention to what he's doing because you're going up next. You know, if you start playing R&B, you're gonna lose them, obviously. So you gotta keep that same tempo going.
Yeah, you're right. Because I was at a place last year, and I did my set, you know, great turnout. And then the guy after me played exactly almost to the T of what I played. I'm like, oh, why are you doing that? You know, I'm thinking, there's a lot of music out there. You're gonna, and the people didn't react to it as they did
The first time.
because they just heard it like 30 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great point. Just you might go with a program in, but be ready to change it.
Exactly.
But this person was stubborn. He played his program.
Because he had already programmed it.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with programming. I program music sometimes, especially for Gino's events, because you play for just a short amount of time. It's a little different.
But that crowd is different,
Right,
though.
it's a different crowd. You know?
But you played different at Gino's thing. I was like, holy shit, who's this?
Yes. See what I tell you? Yes, you did. You played this last one. Everybody played it differently this
And
last
that's what
one.
you gotta do because you gotta stand out.
Right.
You know. And again, I'm sorry. There's some places that have 15 DJs for a 3-hour night, and you give each DJ 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Don't do that. Let that DJ do an hour. It takes the time for them to build up and to feel the crowd.
Yeah.
Hey, Party Rock Pete, thank you for joining us. We also had a couple of other people join us. I'm trying to see. Lorenzo, thank you for being here. Barb Shea, how are you, Barb? We are here with Julio Sierra. You were part of our Latinos in the House. I want to
The
go
first
into
one,
that.
yes.
I want to go into that a little bit because, you know, obviously we invite people back because they were part of this conference, and we like to get their one-on-ones because we all know 1 hour is just not enough to hear anybody's history.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, 1, how did you feel about the conference? 2, was it what you expected? And 3, how would you help get the conference out there to others to share?
What would you do differently?
All right, the first question, what I think about it. Well, first and foremost, I was honored to be one of the first people to be on a panel for the first Latinos in the House, which thank you very much for thinking of me. I got my the certificate and my declaration, which was pretty awesome, which is hanging up in my office. Was it what I expected? Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I know you mentioned that we were going to talk about our history and that time frame of DJing, which I was like at a 90s panel, I believe. So I don't know what to expect. Now, for myself, and this is constructive criticism, what I would change, I would limit the amount of technicality. And the reason I'm talking about that was I forgot what panelist it was, but they were talking about music. And they were talking about, well, I set the EQ to 100 hertz, and you know, I put the low frequency here, and it's like, that's too detailed. You lost me there. You know. And the thing is, though, for a person that's coming, they want to hear more about how that song or how that mix came about, and not like the details of like, well, I took the sample from this song. Okay, that's good. But then when you're like, well, I took 3 hours and I kind of, you know, clipped it and did this. Yeah, that's too much detail. You know, give detail, but not like granular. Don't make it so granular. But other than that, though, you know, it was very great. It was very great. Luciano spoke. It was
PhD right here, no.
it was very good. No, no, it was informative. It was informative, and the thing is, though, it's like Miss Mystery. I was like, oh shit, that's how it came about, and hearing those stories that you're like, wow, after the song being out for decades, that was the mentality behind it. So those stories are awesome. Those stories are great. It's just the granular details, maybe cut that out. And also the panelists, maybe I think the first one we had like a 10.
Yeah, we brought it down.
And not everybody said, I didn't say anything, and I talk. But the thing is though, just make them smaller. That way everybody has the opportunity to give their story. Yeah,
we learned that the first year. I think we were just trying to we were trying to bring in as much history as we could.
Right.
And I in that learning lesson, having 10 people on a panel is just way too hard. We've condensed it now, to no more than 6.
Okay.
And even, that's pushing it. So, now we're looking at probably 5.
Yeah.
Unless they really fit that panel, then we take a look at it now. Would you say that it was worth the creation?
Oh, definitely. Definitely it was a creation because it answers a lot of questions that, people have. Like how did this person get started, or where did that concept of that song come about, or how did you get started? Those are questions that people are interested. Like, I don't know how many people we got on here, but I'm surprised I got more than 2 people on here that want to hear my story.
Oh, we had about a good 27 earlier.
Thank you, 27 people.
It's getting later, so people are starting to get more tired.
But yeah, so it's well worth it though, for sure.
How would you speak on it if somebody asked you, is the conference worth going to, and if
Should I bother?
Should I even bother?
Oh yeah, I would say definitely it's worth it, because the thing is though, I would point out like who's going to be on the panelists. Some people may not know certain people's music, and you're like, oh, this is the person that created da da da. Oh, really? Yeah. And they're going to tell you how they came up with the concept. DJs, this is how this person started, or this is where this person plays, or like promoters, or like the hip hop artists. Like, how did you come up with that sound? I'd be like, that's well worth knowing. I'm going to be there because I want to hear that stuff.
I like that. Thank you, Julio. It means a lot. I get excited over that because
Give my clap.
You get your claps.
I get excited over that because it takes a lot of hard work as it is.
Oh no.
To do that, and then it's more of a production. We didn't expect the outcome the first time. We were like, oh, we'll be glad if we get 50 people, and there was over 150 people. Last year, we know that we dealt with ICE, so that was a different type of outcome.
And the main reason was the fight.
Yeah, the fight. It was the first weekend of, Hispanic Heritage Month.
Oh, Canelo fight.
Canelo
Yeah.
fight.
I was like, you had a
Canelo
fight
fight.
there? No.
Canelo fight.
If we did it, I had to do it.
Don't do nothing if Canelo's fighting in the Latin community.
So it was hard, and I think, like I'm telling everybody as these panels are coming in, you need to invite your family and you need to invite your friends, because I don't think people understand what to expect. So they just come and show up, not realizing that the spotlight is for them.
Yeah.
And it's their spotlight, and it's their time to shine, and it's their time to allow people to give them their flowers while they're alive. And I don't think people understood that, because I know we heard that last year. Like, I didn't know that this is what it was going to be. I wish I would have invited more family and friends.
A good example was Milano from CYC and CRX.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her kids had no idea Mama was a badass on the radio back in the day.
Yeah.
They're like, what? That was my mom? So
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure my son's on here too. That's why, because our kids, they're like, you did what?
Oh my God, how is Aiden?
Aiden's Aiden.
I don't
But-
see any pictures anymore. We saw pictures of Aiden when he was growing up, and then it stopped.
Yeah, because yeah.
He got older?
He got older, and pedophiles out there. But anyway, but no, he's doing well. But going back to what you were saying about the CYC person, isn't that? Like my son, he doesn't know to the gravity that I play. He knows that I'm out every weekend playing, but he doesn't know to what I've done or what I've been at or where I played at. But it's kind of funny. I go, you want a DJ? No, it's okay. I'm good.
He's like, if I gotta work as hard
Yeah,
as
he's
you,
like, nah,
forget
you know,
it.
you're at home.
I don't even want to be a part of it.
That's too much work, Dad.
That's too much work. You get no sleep.
Yeah.
You get like 2 hours in a week. Better yet, Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, yeah.
Monday through Tuesday, I get rest. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What would you like to see? I know the industry DJs always ask who you would like to see on here. What would you like to see? Not maybe personal, but what would you like us to start embracing and incorporating into our podcast?
What would make you watch? Like, oh,
Well, I do watch. I do watch because the people you interview, it's like I know them, but I don't know them and their story. You know, so I appreciate that. You know, the conversations I like, or the conversations you guys have, rather, is how they started and whatnot. But also, you know, maybe bring on a promoter. Get a promoter's point of view of certain things.
I like that
I got
idea.
somebody in mind.
I got somebody in mind too.
You know, let them tell you what it is, like what it takes. You know, because all we know is what it takes to DJ.
I did an F and
I'm trying to do an F and a
an
V.
F and a V.
So basically, so with that, you know, get their point of view too, because, you know, to everybody out there that, you know, that's not a promoter, not a DJ, but a patron, someone that supports our craft, you know, we all appreciate you, but you only see what we do at that moment. You don't see behind the scenes, like to what Steph was saying about everything that went into Latinos in the House, all the hard work, all the coordination. Same thing with a DJ. You know, we don't just get up there, plug in, and start playing. You know, we do a lot more. I think I do more work at home regarding my DJ stuff than I do at the actual clubs.
Oh wow.
You know, and yeah, and it's for every 1 hour I DJ, I think I put 2 hours in the house. You know.
Damn.
And
That's crazy.
Sometimes I may take a half hour to edit one song that I'm gonna play for.
Yeah, I watched
minute
Mike
and a
do
half.
it, and I'm like, oh my God, you're not
that
done yet.
no one's gonna really listen to or pay attention to.
Right.
It's not
I
much,
do that.
It's
But-
not much you put into it because you want to sound, you want to stand out, you want to sound a certain way. Because
yeah.
that's your time to shine while you're up there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how much time we have left, but the thing is, though, briefly in regards to the work that I do behind the scenes, that a lot of DJs will also know, is that you gotta find new music. And the thing is, though, you have
Don't
to
look at me like that.
you have to go to different websites, different record pools. And the thing is, though, you know, this week we have 500 new songs, and you're like, awesome. You go through each one of those freaking forsaken 500 songs just to get one, maybe.
Yeah.
You know? And the other 499, you're like, who in the hell put this out? You know? So
Can you tell the difference when you're listening to that? Can you tell the difference what's AI and what's not?
not right now, no. Not right now. For myself, no.
No, AI is really good.
AI is good, because I made a bachata song using AI, and I was like, damn, I'm fucking good. But the thing is, though, right now, you know, if I maybe like really focus on it, I could probably tell. But you know, off the glance, like just playing it like that, like, you know, I'd be like a regular person, like, wow, that sounds pretty good. Who is it? Me. You know. But
That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy to hear because I get on him, I'm like, hello, it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. You got a real job to go to. He's like, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. So
it takes hours and hours, and the thing is, though, it's like, you know, and not only the hours, but the investment, the money you put into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, because for all you DJs out there that rip from YouTube, don't do that. You know, because you could hear it. You could hear the sound. You got one sound that's like, doom, doom, and then you play the YouTube. You're like, what the hell? Yeah. It goes.
yeah, I can probably tell it. But you know, I got an ear for music, so for
Yeah.
me it's a little different.
And the thing is, though, you know, you have an ear for music because, man, I've known you since forever. I remember the first time we met at a loft party on the north side. You know? So, and you were just... But...
Was it like that?
Yeah, like one of the Peanuts gang. But no, the thing is, though, it's like you build an ear for music. And like for myself, like Pablo, like Mike, I'm sure the first 6 bars you hear it, you skip to the middle, you hear the chorus, you skip, nope, garbage. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've been doing it for so
I
long.
bought a
But
lot
you
of
already
records
know.
from you guys, just putting it on that little second and then
Yeah.
putting it right back down.
Yep.
and I had to use that little 30 seconds worth.
That would be our super producer,
Who one day
Sorry.
we will
QMM
interview.
speaking.
Hopefully
Monday he
one
will
day.
be interviewed.
Yes, thank you. You know, Julio, you're going to have to interview him because this mother does not want to get interviewed.
Why not?
He claims he got no history.
No one needs it.
Oh, dude.
He claims he got no history. This dude's got history.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch, what is coming up this week for Julio?
This week, what do I have? Well, I have the regular residencies: Branding Iron Friday and Saturday. Friday night house in Mas, and then Latin Bliss on Friday, and then Saturday I have Noche Latina at Branding Iron, and then I have the 1 year anniversary at Bliss because it's under new ownership. So
Oh, wow.
Congrats to Sakib on the new ownership in the first year. So I have that. Diablo booked me for Victoria's to do Spanish rock on the
Nice.
3rd of July.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing house music at Simone's, I think on the
House music.
Yeah.
What?
You got to be
Sunday?
there.
On a
yeah,
Sunday?
on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I think it's Father's Day, I think.
Ooh,
I'm
okay.
doing Father's Day at Simone's. And then I'm doing a Bachata Social at Latin Dance Street on 600 Roosevelt in June. Also, I'm going to start doing Salsa Social at Bar Cocina on Tuesday, I think starting in 2 weeks. So, it's a
So
little bit
no
of everything.
sleep.
Oh, yeah. Monday.
No
Tuesday's gone.
sleep.
Tuesday's gone.
Make sure you call him on a Monday.
Hirsch said he knows better than text him because he won't get a response
Oh,
back from Julio.
also talking about Hirsch and Hirsch outings. That's my boy, my partner. We do tailgates. We do the Sox
Yeah.
tailgates.
Okay.
So we're doing a tailgate for the Dodgers versus the Sox. It's homie night that night. So they're gonna give a White Sox hat with the inscription that says "Homies," and there's a Homies bobblehead or big head doll.
Ooh.
So it's a collector's edition. So Hirsch, if you could drop the details in the chat.
There you go.
You know, there's tickets available for that. It's not a full-blown tailgate like we're known to do, but we're going to be doing a tailgate in the parking area. Also, we are doing the Crosstown on the north side. You know, we're doing that at Output. We have some tickets available for that. And also, the next tailgate we're doing at Sox Park, a full-blown tailgate would be for Mexican Heritage Night. I think it's in August or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, Hirsch outings too. That Hirsch outing and Dollface, you know, they're big contributors to Branding Iron's success. You know, Dollface being Sandra and Hirsch outing being Hirsch.
Awesome.
And also Dito De La Mora too, with Diamond Boy Productions. He was also part of the success to Branding Iron also.
Go ahead, Dito. Who knew? Well, they knew. I love our conversation today. I think it was awesome. Thank you very much for
I
being
learned
in
a
this
lot
one.
about you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah.
Can I have like a Jerry Springer moment right now?
You sure can.
All right, because I'm gonna talk to all you DJs out there because this is something that's been on my mind forever and a day.
Preach it.
Final thought,
Preach it,
final
brother.
thought.
Preach
Final thoughts.
Well,
Or-
plural thoughts. All right. Number one, DJs, learn your craft. Most of all, most importantly, learn the equipment. Okay, you have a $3,000 piece of mixer and CDJs. Don't come with your controller that costs $1,000 and set it up on top of that. Big no-no. Okay, learn, like, ask, you know, be proactive. Ask the venue, what are you working with? Download the drivers before you get to the venue. Okay, number one. Number two, learn how to plug things. Learn how to do basic troubleshooting. If the sound goes out, don't look to the left, don't look to the right. Try to figure it out. Like, try to reconnect the cables. Look at your amps. Look around you. You know, figure it out yourself because you know what happens if the music is out for more than 5 seconds. Boo, you suck. Get off, you know. Culero, all that shit. So, you know what? You're doing yourself a big favor by learning how to troubleshoot basic stuff. Okay? That's number two, or that's number three. Number four, be prepared. Bring your headphone. Bring a stand. Bring your dude. People show up with no headphones. Oh damn! Okay, I'm getting the
sorry,
Oscars.
I did the wrong.
It's like the Oscars. I'm getting played off.
I wasn't meaning to do that. I was trying to go.
So, man, okay. All right, that's all I gotta say now. But no, just do your work, man. And also, don't be afraid to play other music. okay? Do not be afraid to play other music. Big example, and shout out to T-Kid, podcast industry DJs. That guy, what is it, Jamaican? He's Jamaican, right?
No, I
No,
thought he was
we
Asian.
say he's Dominican because he plays Spanish, but he doesn't know Spanish. He doesn't speak Spanish, but he plays Spanish. And the thing is, why? Because he goes out of the box to learn it because the crowd loves it. So you know what? If I have to play Polish, you better believe I'm going to learn how to play Polish.
I gotta hear that.
I got a couple Polish tracks, But the thing is, though, don't be afraid to go out of the box. Learn other music, because the more music, the more variety you play, the more bookings you're gonna get. If you want to stay in one type of music, by all means,
He gets out there.
He's laughing.
So what are you? Are you Haitian? Are you Dominican? We're still wondering.
Oh, I thought he said Haitian, but he's like, haha. Okay. Anyway, but still, it's like,
human.
that guy, again, that guy doesn't, the most Spanish he knows is burrito and hola, liquidato. But the thing is, though, dude, when he guest DJ 2 weeks ago on a Saturday, he was playing reggaeton, he was playing freaking, not corridos, but banda.
I surprised you.
And I was, yeah. And the thing is, like, holy shit, who knew? And he's like, hey. And he's just doing his thing, And the thing is, though, look where he's at. He's all over the suburbs on the north side, south side now.
Wisconsin, tough times.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, it's like, do him. Like my story. Again, I play alternative. By the way, we're doing a monthly alternative Sunday brunch. I'm going to have a band in a couple of weeks. So it's going to be Spanish rock and English alternative on a Sunday. So stay tuned for that. So I play alternative. I play all types of Spanish. I play house music. House music Sundays. House Sundays at Pavilion. In 3 weeks, open decks. I'll talk about that in a second. I'll talk about that in a second. I play house music. What else do I play? I play
but R&B.
Not R&B.
Not R&B.
Not R&B. And he gonna learn it now if I gotta teach him.
You gonna learn. Anyway, but again, don't be afraid to go out. Don't be afraid to change your style. 1 or 2 songs. If it doesn't work for you, then go back to your routine. But it doesn't kill you to play 1 or 2 songs of a different gender or genre. Because next thing you know, it's like Pablo here. You're like, damn, Pablo, you freaking did good. I did. Because he went out of the box. And it's like, now he's known to play something else.
Finally, I could play something else besides Bizarre Triangle.
So again, with that being said, just go out there, enjoy what you're doing, explore, experiment, because you know what? It's only going to benefit you more. And it's going to get you more eye open. And when you open people's eyes, you get booked more.
There you go, folks. The final thoughts of Julio Sierra.
Open decks. Open decks. Still, I'm going to do the open decks for June. Open decks Friday. Open decks Saturday. So send me an email or inbox me. And the first people that I reach out to and we agree on spots, you got the spot.
So it's first come, first mix.
First come, first serve. First come, first mix. First come, first mix.
There you go.
So, huh?
What's the pay?
Ah,
What's the date? Oh.
what's the
And please do not ask me how much you're getting paid. Okay. We'll work on that on the side. And then for House Sundays, last year was huge. We had like 400 people, and it was open decks. The way that works, you come in, you sign up, first come, first play. You get 45 minutes. Then after that, then the next person who signed up gets on. Next person gets on. So, it's the opportunity is there for you guys. You want to take it, take it. If you don't want to take it, don't go around saying I don't get the opportunities.
Oh, thank you, Sue.
So
I'm telling you, he told y'all. He told y'all. I don't want to hear it. If I hear DJ starting to complain, ooh, I got a big mouth. That's all I got to say.
Just learn your Boricua.
Oh, yeah, and then we just learned Alex T-Kid is Jamaican American. And he knows Spanish music. Go figure.
And he plays a mean La Chona.
And he can get a line dance with that song.
Dude,
He can get a line dance. I got to bring out that video again because that was hilarious. Oh my God. Well, thank you, Julio, for being a part of our group today.
Seriously.
We've got a lot of announcements to make, so we're going to make them very quickly. We've got the Gemini Party on June 7th at Hall of Fame 2, presented by Latinos in the House. This is our first daytime from 1 to 7 p.m. We extended the hour from 6 to 7 p.m. We've got the North Side and the South Side representing this time. We've got QMM. We've got Pablo Punkout Gonzalez for alternative new wave music. We've got Julio Bishop. We've got DJ Fatman. We've got Rich Huerta. Who else do we have? DJ Voodoo. So we got 7 hours of daytime for all the Geminis. And you don't have to be a Gemini to attend. But this is also my birthday party, as well as me sharing it with all the other Geminis, including DJ QMM, who is also a Gemini. Go figure.
Oh, really?
Yes, he is a Gemini.
He's kind of cute too.
Yeah, he's kind of cute. He's got a little cutie in him. But yes, it is our first daytime party. It's a Gemini party. It's a Gemini thing. Please show up on Sunday, June 7th from 1 to 7 p.m. And hell, you never know who might show up, because I made a couple of phone calls and they said as long as we go past 7, they will be there. So I ain't got to work. And I can't dance, but I will be sitting down and enjoying.
I'm going to give a shout out, a thank you to everyone who's supporting us on June 6th at the Joyce District Daytime.
There you go.
I'll be spinning there along with Gino.
You need to get closer because we can't hear you.
DJ Gloria, Rick Guerrero, and
yourself.
Julius Oliver. Oh, yeah, myself. Yeah,
Hey, you.
Yeah,
you.
me too.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you
then-
very much. It's a sold out show, but we appreciate your support. Thank you.
Did you say Gino? Because you know Gino going to be
Gino,
there.
yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be there to celebrate.
And you'll be there for your birthday
I will be there
too?
because it's my birthday weekend. Because guess what? We're starting my birthday week on June 3rd with Rick Guerrero. We are going to have him here in this hot seat. You never know who's going to show up, because I heard there might be a pop-up surprise.
That's the guy right there. Rick Guerrero.
Rick Guerrero will be here June 3rd. That's how we'll start off my birthday. Then we'll have my birthday on the 4th.
Who's here next week?
Rick Guerrero.
Oh my God, it's already June 3rd?
It's June?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, June 3rd.
Wow.
Next week is Rick Guerrero.
Rick.
So the 4th is my birthday.
Perfect.
Friday, I won't be around because I'll be with friends playing dice games, sitting my butt down. Saturday, I'll be at the rooftop with my partner in crime, Pablo Punkout Gonzalez. We'll be at the rooftop. And then June 7th is the Gemini Daytime Party hosted by Latinos in the House, Pablo Punkout Gonzalez, and then the Gemini Birthday Girl, me, myself, and I, and DJ QMM.
Saturday. Boat.
We also got this May 30th. There are still tickets available for the boat cruise with Mickey Mix and Oliver, Rich Huerta, DJ QMM, Chaz D. If you have not gotten your tickets, please reach out to Hall of Fame 2 or Chaz D or QMM, Rich Huerta, whoever you want to reach out to. But please make sure you reach out to them. The boat cruise is still going on. There may be still tickets available, so please get your tickets for that. We also have the Cubs versus Milwaukee Brewers game. That is a huge event. No, it is not thrown by the person that messed up with 200 people. We don't do that.
Don't tell me that one.
Yeah, that's
I got
not.
stories about that.
I know, I avoided them.
And
so
Olivia
no,
party,
this
too.
is a legit party. You will go down to Milwaukee. We will put the link into Latinos in the House. DJ QMM will there. Jesse B is going to be there. There's going to be a mixture of Milwaukee and Chicago DJs and Chicago artists, along with other artists that are from around the area. So if you need information on that, if you're a Cubs fan and you want to go cheer on the Cubs, I will put the link out there. Yeah, well, I'm a Sox fan, so because I really don't care, because I'm gonna be going for the Brewers. So you guys want information? Yes, I will. So if you guys want information, we'll put that into Latinos in the House. So this way you can get your tickets. And hey, it's an outing. Why not? Why not go to a Milwaukee game?
Interesting.
Yeah, why not go to a Milwaukee game for a day or so? I think we're gonna do that.
We could do that.
And then what else we got? We got another thing for Gino Rock and Romo.
Oh, that's going to be at Navy Pier.
Navy Pier, September 5th.
We got a while for that.
We got a while for that.
September
We
5th.
want to make sure that we put everything
All
in there.
ages free party at the pier.
Oh, go figure. So, VIP, Bar and Grill in Country Club Ills. Yes. QMM. It's very rare. I know that Marquez is going to be there this coming Friday, but DJ QMM was invited to be a DJ there. And VIP Bar and Grill in Country Club Hills. That is very huge. You know, to be a part of that, to be that far south. If you've never been to VIP Bar and Grill, it's usually the host by Lady Alicia, who hosts House Stock, Mickey Calvin, DJ Little John, and they always have surprise guests. DJ QMM has been asked to be a part of that and was invited to be there. So June 26th, please be there. We will be putting that out there with a flyer and everything. Also, June, last thing that we got is June.
Wait, I got one too.
Go ahead.
June 27th, join me at Loca Cantina. I'll be there along with QNM and DJ Chico and Little Manny and a lot of other DJs, as we're going to have a USB release party.
There you go.
No cover, no excuse.
Yes, no cover, no excuse, so get there early. June 19th is QMM's pre-birthday party at Zoo Bar, so you want to make sure you put that into your calendar as well. It is a packed summer already.
Yeah.
If you have got nowhere to go, you have got no excuses, because I have given you a line of things to do. So please make sure we see you at all of our events. I don't mean one, I mean all. And that means you got to find a way to maneuver and, you know,
Make a
kind of
special appearance.
make a special appearance. So that is all I have today. Julio Ciro, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Pablo.
brother.
Thank you, Mike.
Remember,
Appreciate you guys.
Latinos in the house over here. We've got October 3rd. Please put it in your calendar. Noon to 6 p.m. is probably where we're going to be at. But you want to be there. We have got it all packed with different folks from all over the house and dance community. So please make sure you're there. And we will see you next week, June 3rd, when Rick Guerrero is here.
Rick.
So, woohoo! What a way to start my birthday week. I am so enjoying that. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you next week, Wednesday. Mwah! Have a great week and be safe wherever you go. Boo! Oh, where did that foo star come from? Where did boo come from?
Just came out of nowhere. That's my signature.
Boo! So, in Julio's words, boo! We'll see you guys next week. Adios!
It's time to chat and speak the truth. We will talk with DJs, producers, artists, and dance groups. Our Latino contributions to the scene is strong. With Stephanie, Pablo, and DJ QMM, you can't go wrong. Hey, House Nation, don't count us out. It took all of Chicago to evolve the sound. Bum, 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 bum. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. We are Latinos in the house. Don't count us out. It's time to chat